Live. How's it going, folks? This is the Total Movie Recall live stream. Got my Nana glasses on today. Thank you, Badger.
They do look like nanny glasses. I'm sorry.
Fuck yeah,
I'm loving them.
They're my Scylla black glasses. That's what I tell them. Everyone
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Blind date. But Badger, how are you, mate? We couldn't have you on last week. You were a bit preoccupied, but we've got you on this week. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, man. All cool, man. I'm swamped in projects, actually, to the point where it's getting on my bloody nerves. But it's going to be all right. By this time next month, everything should be calm. So, yeah, boys, I'm all right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, I did
Paul?
watch the stream you guys did. Yeah, sorry. I was just saying, I did watch the whole stream that you guys did last time. It was wonderful stuff. It's a good job, actually. I wasn't on because I had nothing to contribute. That's why I just enjoyed listening. That's why I enjoyed it. So yeah, good stuff, guys. And yeah, boys, let's make this a regular thing.
Yeah, why not, man?
Absolutely.
And Paul, how's it going, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's been a nice chill day off today. Did the food shopping, did the chores I needed to do, and caught up on a few shows that have come out this week. So yeah, it's been good. It'll be a nice chill day. Been looking forward to this all day. Been looking forward to this since last week. As soon as we clicked off last week, I've been looking forward to doing it again. Catching up with you guys and just talk. I'm looking forward to just talking about all the great shit that's coming out this year, because you sent us that list of films that are coming out. I was like, shit, I didn't even fucking realise half of these were coming out, but I'm excited to talk about them nonetheless.
There's certainly a few bangers coming out for sure, definitely. Andy, mate, how's it going? How are you doing?
Yeah, good man. It's been a busy day here, family, work-wise and that. But yeah, what have I been doing? I've been at the cinema a few times since last. I've been to see Godzilla -1, and I've seen an advanced screening of Poor Things last night.
I look forward to hearing about that big time.
Yeah, we'll get into that properly, but it was really, really good. And I got this to do the other day. So it's the Titans of Cult Gladiator. So a shameless plug here, if you're not subscribed already. I know you'll see the inbox soon.
Get the plugs in straight away, guys.
Absolutely, man. Shameless.
Yeah. That's what we're here for, man. But yeah, so this is our second episode of this new venture that we've got going on. Just to give you a bit of the lay of the land of tonight's episode, we're always going to start things off with what have you been watching, what have you been reading, buying, anything like that. So that's just to get us warmed into the stream, guys. Then I've got a few bits of news that I'd like to go through with you, if you don't mind. Humouring me for that one.
Cool.
And then we've got the big topic of discussion, which is 2024 movie preview. And like Andy said, there's an awful lot of good shit coming out this year.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I said that, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, shit. Paul said that.
I mean, to be fair, Paul, we do look really similar, so.
Yeah, I'm messing.
I have to put a disclaimer out there. Last week's unofficial sponsor, if you remember, was Greg's Coffee. This week, it's Lemsip. Thank you, Lemsip, for not sponsoring this episode, but I am ill as fuck, guys. I've been off work all week, actually, so... This is why I don't call myself Ellis on my Instagrams and stuff like that, because if people were to sniff this out, I might not have a job to go back to.
My sponsorship today is my sponsorship's Yardbird Pale Ale.
Yeah, nice.
Don't say it's very nice.
No beans for me again. This one, but, yeah, man.
Yeah, ale always tastes bad in my opinion. I've never gone with it. I've given it a chance so many times, but it just hates me, mate. I don't know what I did to take it off, but it hates my guts, so I don't bother with it. It's grim.
I'll just acknowledge we've got a few people in the live chat. I'll just
absolutely.
Oh, great.
Forgotten World of Movies. Evening, guys. Got to say, I'm looking forward to Maxine. I'm looking forward to Maxine as well. And shockingly, not shockingly, it was the only movie that I left off the list. But in fairness, I was going to chuck a disclaimer out before we got into the list. It hasn't got a release date yet. They just sort of say it's 2024. So yeah,
we'll probably get it 2025. To be fair,
hopefully not. That'd be shocking. We've got Trekanaut again. How's it going, mates?
How's it going, man?
Lockdown Stash. What's good, brothers?
Hey, what's going on, Tarek?
Tarek.
We got Cheekster 777. Evening, gents.
I don't know any of these
Good
people, so
number.
nice to meet you guys.
I think Cheekster's watching from my side of the fence. He's a regular commenter, a good subscriber of mine.
Yes.
Lovely.
Thanks for coming along, man.
Yeah, man. We've got Jim's Retro Emporium. How's it going, Jim?
Yes, Jim. How are we, mate?
Oh, nice. And we've got Scottish Geek Guy. How's it going, mate?
Oh, the legend.
Yes.
Man, the myth, the
How's it
legend.
going, man?
It's
How
happening,
you
Jimmy.
doing, man?
I just said the voice putting it.
Right,
TV
thank you. I appreciate that. Like, thank you. But if you do that, they're all gonna get pissed off and they're gonna start cutting me out. So you need to stop doing that, dude.
Mate, you're not coming back on next week.
See, why do you think I wasn't on last time?
His voice just makes me want to go and play God of War.
Whoa! Hold up. True story. By the way. I was playing Call of Duty last night. With my friend, and there's cross chat on where all the other players can hear you when they're in your immediate vicinity. I was talking, giving some orders to my friend, and one of them was a French guy, couldn't speak a word of English, but he did keep saying, "Come on, boy, come on, boy, come on, boy." He was trying to do an impression of Kratos. Absolutely wet myself. So yeah, that's awesome, man. And I hope we do talk about that God of War show on this stream, by the way.
You'd be a good ghost from Call of Duty, Badger. I can imagine you doing Ghost.
Well, thank you.
That's your cue, by the way, for you to do a Ghost impression.
No, so I don't know many of the lines, but I know what you're talking about. However, I will take that because that's definitely a big upgrade from saying I'm the guy from Resident Evil 4. Yeah,
I wasn't going to say that, mate, but you've mentioned it already. But to be fair, folks, Badger is a professional voice actor, so Ellis, and Paul can't really compare. People say I've got a deep voice, but when you hear me on a stream next to Badger, I sound like a fucking boy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Very sweet. Thank you.
That was a compliment, mate. That was a
compliment. I know, I get it. Thank you. It's just that, I'm feeling like I'm taking the spotlight here.
Oh, praise Badger.
Really cool. Really cool.
That's the end of it. I'm getting out of it. Get lost. Bye, guys.
Right, we've got some more comments. Let's get through these comments, guys. So we've got
go.
Kazim, evening troops. Hope you've all had a good Xmas and New Year. Are we still saying good Christmas, New Year? Are we still saying that one?
We say Happy New Year still, right?
Happy New Year. Maybe it's not Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you a Happy New Year.
Kasim's all right. He's one of my flock. He can do what he wants.
One of your flock. Martin Houston, good evening, fellows. Good evening.
Yeah,
Martin Houston is a former Blockbuster legend.
Oh, really?
He used to work in Blockbuster with me years ago, yeah. Cheers for joining us, Martin.
Nice. When I close my eyes, you sound like Tom Hardy. Have you ever had that one before?
Actually, I get that.
Who, me? It wouldn't be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means you.
I don't sound anything like Tom Hardy.
It's fucking certainly ain't me.
See, look, he's doing it.
He's gotten me pregnant a few times. Jesus Christ.
What the hell's going on, man? I'm just here chilling and now I'm getting all this shit. Wait.
This is what you missed last week, Badger.
Scottish Geek Guy, what are you doing? Wait. I got it. Wait. As long as pancreas, so many snacks, so little time.
So you sound exactly like Tom Hardy.
Venom, maybe. I can do a Venomish impression, but come on.
That was good, man. That was
thank you. Well, thank you.
Right, guys, let's get into our first little segment, and it's just a dead easy one. It's really whatever you want to talk about. So let's just get into this for like 10, 15 minutes. I'll kick this off. So I've had a bit of time to watch some stuff this week, and two things I've managed to watch. One movie, one TV show. It was the first series of Reacher, which I've got to say on Amazon Prime, really enjoyed it. The only reason I ended up watching it this week is because of all the hype surrounding oh my God, what is the lead called again? Alan Richardson, is it?
That's him. Alan Richardson,
yeah. But like seeing a lot of them art, like fan arts on Instagram and stuff like that of him being made to. People are like volleying for him to be DCU's Batman, but I don't know about that. He's already played 2 DC live action characters before. He was the first Aquaman, if I'm not mistaken, in Smallville.
He
Yeah.
was,
He's
yeah.
obviously Hawk on Hawk and Dove, which I haven't watched, but I do remember him from Smallville.
I didn't know Aquaman made an appearance on Smallville. I didn't know that.
It was briefly. It wasn't like he wasn't like a mainstay character like Lex or he wasn't a mainstay basically.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't
yeah,
think
just
he
as
was
far
fully
as,
formed either. But I think it was like a similarly early version of him, wasn't it? It wasn't like full on.
yeah, if I'm not remember, I just remember like the vague like orange shirt with green pants, basically all I remember. But yeah, this feature, I've only done season 1. I started season 2, and season 2 feels a little bit different. I can't put my finger on it, but as far as just like a turn your brain off, dumb action season, he handles it all extremely well. He gives me the sort of like same impression as what like some of these old 80s action stars used to give. He's a bit like Arnie, but he's got the quips and stuff there as well. He's as big as Arnie, like fucking hell. But
Yeah, machine.
yeah, man, really enjoyed that so far. And the other thing I watched was Saltburn, which I watched the other night with Barry Keoghan in. This film's amazing, to be honest.
I've heard great things, and I know nothing about it. I heard it's great.
Really good. Right, well, I'll tell you what then, I won't... There's a comparison that I've made in my letterbox, but I don't think you've seen my letterbox review of it, Badger, so I won't make the comparison. But it reminds me very much of... It reminds me of... Like, I don't want to say the film. I don't want to say the film because I'll ruin it. Anyway, very good watch. Brilliant thriller. Barry Keoghan just cements the fact that he's an absolute psychopath, but like plays it so well. The only thing I'll say about Barry Keoghan is that he's one role off being typecast for like the rest of his life. So he needs to do like a comedy or something, like break it up a little bit. Because if the next thing he goes and does is Joker, it's a bit, I don't know. He's followed like quite a similar path in terms of roles. But yeah, apart from that, that's all I've got to bring to the table this week, guys. Paul, what about you, mate? Have you been seeing anything, watching, reading, buying?
Yeah, man. I've literally just this afternoon wrapped up the new Marvel Spotlight show, Echo.
Cool.
Which am I still here?
Yeah, you still there?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, new Marvel show, Echo. Well, obviously, it's the new Marvel Spotlight show, which is their sort of new take on... It's basically Disney's version of what Netflix did with Marvel, with Daredevil, Punisher, Defenders, and all that, sort of like Marvel's Disney's spin on that. The more grounded, more mature sort of superhero stories, if you will. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I didn't think I was going to leave it going, oh my God, this is the turning point for the MCU. Everyone's going to be back on board with this. I really enjoyed the lead. It went in a direction I didn't think it was. I thought it was going to be like really just Daredevil, but they took Daredevil out and put her in, but it's not that. It's more her learning about her heritage. Obviously, she's a Native American character, and she's learning about her heritage and where she come from and stuff like that. So it's mainly set in Oklahoma. The fight scenes in it aren't as good as the Netflix stuff. They're passable, but there's some wonky editing in some of the fight scenes in it. The mature rating they've gone for, I don't think they pushed that envelope. There was a couple of scenes that pushed it to a 15 or whatever, R-rated, whatever. But for the most part, I just felt like a PG-13, like a 12A, whatnot. I enjoyed it. It's 5 episodes, easy to get through. The 40 minutes each. It felt like just a 4-hour movie. But the one thing I took from this show, the one thing is Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk Kingpin is here to stay, man. He's slipped right back into that role from Daredevil. He's enticing when he's on screen. He literally takes up the scene he's in, and you're nervous. You don't know what's going to happen. How he was in Daredevil, and he's here to stay, man. And he's up there with Thanos and Loki for me as top tier Marvel villain. So yeah, that's Echo. I enjoyed it. Didn't love it. It's not going to turn people to go, oh my God, this, the MCU's had a bit of a dip. This is its uprise. It's a fine show to watch. Another show that I've just binged this week was on Netflix, Blue Eye Samurai, which is
I had a lot about that,
yeah. Which is, I think it come out, I think like November, but I just didn't really get time to watch. I'm normally when I see these like 2D, 3D animated shows on Netflix, I've tried to watch a couple, and the animation normally puts me off because it's dead wonky and it's not really nice to look at. It's not like Pixar level or anything like that. But this Blue Eye Samurai, the animation was beautiful. It was an 18 cert, so it was brutal as hell, bloody as hell. It's basically the old-fashioned revenge tale, samurai revenge tale told in a sort of animated version of it. But I loved it. I was literally locked in from episode 1, 8 episodes long. I was locked in from 1 to 8. It's fantastic. Like 10 out of 10. Like, it's one of the best animated shows I've ever seen, ever.
Yeah, I've only just started the first episode, but it's something that I was like, yeah, I'm going to come back to this and just do it in a wanna. Probably over the weekend, I think. But yeah, man, two good picks there. Andy, what about you, my friend? Have you been watching anything decent of late?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think how I watched anything. Obviously, I'll start with Poor Things. Poor Things. So I went to see that last night. So I've just this year I want to see more stuff in cinema, and I want to see more, less more. I want to see the blockbusters, but I also want to see other stuff as well that I wouldn't normally spend money on going to the cinema if it's something I have to pay as I go, But with the Limitless, then it kind of affords you that luxury to check things out, more things out. So went to a Limitless exclusive screening last night with my mate Chris. And it was busy as well, which was nice, I think because you're going to get it's only Limitless holders that can go, so it's passionate movie people. So it was nice being in the cinemas surrounded by a bit of an audience. But yeah, just really, really good. Believe the hype for this one. I think if you're a fan of Yorgos, is it Lanthimos? I'm terrible from pronouncing it.
It's a bit of a
Yorgos Lanthimos, I think it is.
Yeah.
If you like his stuff, you'll like this. But how would I say? I was explaining it to you the other day there, last night, Ellis. It's kind of like, it reminded me of Tim Burton, but imagine Tim Burton grew up in the UK and went to like Oxford.
Right.
it's like sophisticated Tim Burton. He's out Tim Burton with some of the visuals, I would say. But it's Emma Stone that steals the show. I know she's just scooped the Golden Globe for Best Actress, I think. And I'd be very surprised if she isn't at least nominated, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if she wins Best Actress. I just think the range of what she does, I don't want to spoil the plot, but it's a very physical role, so she has to almost transform as the movie goes on. So it's not, she's playing different age ranges, if you like, and intellect levels all the way through, and she backs that up with the physicality of her character. But it's bizarre. It's darkly funny. It kind of I took the title to mean We Are the Poor Things. It's a study of kind of like the stereotypical tropes and social structures that we hold ourselves to, and she basically plays a kind of born again Frankenstein's monster, basically, who is looking upon the world with in an adult's body, but with a juvenile's eyes, and then isn't scared to ask the questions, that even as adults we maybe don't fully appreciate. But when you look at it more simply, you kind of think, some of the things we do are a bit crazy. I don't want to say too much because I hope that isn't too cryptic, but it's just a really interesting kind of look at kind of society and like relationships and all that. And Emma Stone's character is the kind of the looking glass for it. But yeah, it's funny as hell. Very raunchy, more raunchy than I thought it was going to be. Like,
I've heard that.
Very raunchy. Yeah. I just wasn't expecting that going in there to be as much nudity. but it's not just there for the sake of it. It's thematic. But yeah, excellent. Definitely go and see it. I think it's about a 4.5, maybe even a 5-star movie for me.
Nice. So I'm hopefully going to be checking it out tomorrow. Hopefully, there are more naked women in it than men.
No, I'd probably say it's mainly Emma Stone who's naked, but there are many, many naked women in it.
Oh, well, you shut the fuck up then. There's no problem. Be quiet.
No, there's nothing wrong with the nudity. I didn't really read up on the movie, and so it took me aback. But it was totally fine. But yeah, that's what I've been watching.
I feel like it's one of them in like today's like climate. Like directors are a bit afraid to go down that lane in today's sort of, everything's a bit PC. We don't want to see any like no shagging on the screen. Do you know what I mean? But it sounds like he's gone straight in for it. Like,
I think that's what kind of threw me, because I just thought Emma Stone. Emma Stone's a bit of a kind of golden girl of Hollywood, and like you said, Ellis, with the whole Me Too movement and stuff, I was just shocked that she'd taken on a role like that where there was so much gratuitous nudity in it. But it's an amazing role. Like, she deserves to win. Well, she's already won something for it, but I think she should win an Oscar for it.
While you're in that mindset, if you haven't seen it already, Andy, The Favourite that was released in 2018 with Olivia Colman, in it, it's directed by the same person, but like that, I only put that on the other day just because I knew I was going to see Poor Things, so I was like, right, I'll stick this up. What a great film that was as well. Not a 4.5, 5-star film by my accord, it was 4-star, but yeah, it was really good, man. I could see why Olivia Colman got all that Oscar buzz around that time. And I think that's half the reason why I didn't watch it. When you hear so much about a film in terms of Oscars, sort of just it put me off it, but ended up watching it the other day. Cracking. Emma Stone's amazing in it. But yeah, awesome, man. Awesome. Badger, what about you, my friend? Been watching anything decent recently?
Yeah, I just recently finished the TV show Twisted Metal. Yeah, I'm a fan, man. Definitely. I've never played the game, so I cannot tell you how faithful it is. But regardless, it's just mad entertaining. Plenty of people do say it's not too similar to the game, but plenty of great callbacks, and it's mad entertaining regardless. And to me, 2023, at least for me personally, it's always going to be cemented in my head as the year that proved video games can work when adapted to TV shows or movies. Last of Us, hands down, like season 1, that is the best thing I saw all year. All year, that's the best form of entertainment I consumed for me. Nothing else got to me the way that show did. I thought it was astonishing, and loved it. Anyone who's seen like how long was it, Paul? Like, how long was our video on my YouTube channel? Like an hour and a half,
2 hours or something.
Yeah, like we dedicated a lot of energy to that spoiler talk, and yeah, that's just how much of a fan I am of it. Loved it. The Super Mario Brothers movie was great, and Twisted Metal just funny as fuck. Loved it. It was hilarious. And I definitely don't agree, but some people do think that Five Nights at Freddy's adds to that list. I disagree. I thought it was a bit of a mediocre film.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah, but whatever. Some people enjoy it. If they like it, cool. Well, that just adds to the list then. So yeah, that's what I finished recently, and I laughed my balls off. The main guy, Sweet Tooth, the main villain,
Samoa Joe, isn't it, from AEW Wrestling?
That's right. I'm not too familiar with him, but I do know the voice actor. He's played by 2 different people. Sweet Tooth. He's played physically by the wrestler. What's his name?
Samoa Joe.
There we go. And he's voiced by Will Arnett, I believe, the guy who voices BoJack Horseman. Just bloody hilarious. It's just amazing. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So finished that recently. Big fan of that. And I just watched a few more films recently from 2023, just for the sake of it, see what I missed. By the way, shout out to you, Paul. In your story, you recommended a film that you do not commonly like. You don't like the genre much, but May December.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally watched it. Wasn't as much of a fan of it as other people, but with that being said, talk about brave storytelling. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what it got me. I was like, wow, I didn't think I'd ever see anything like this in 2023.
Exactly. I was like, gosh, damn. So yeah, it's quite messed up, but it was effective. So yeah, I watched that recently as well. So yeah, shout out to you, Paul. I wasn't really obsessed with watching it. I wasn't that hunting for it. But then when you said you got put out of your comfort zone and you were still like, oh, praising it up, I was like, all right, well, let's see. And now I checked it out. Yeah, I get it. I see where he's coming from. So yeah, I would recommend that if you guys are into grounded dramas that are pretty not so comfortable.
Difficult subject matter. Yeah, I fancy that as well. I was quite gutted when I found out it was a Sky original because I've just recently given up Sky Cinema.
So that's where it's hiding.
Because it's on, it's hiding on there. I don't know. I think it's getting a Blu-ray. I can't say that. It's the main thing I say every day. Blu-ray. Blu-ray release in February, I'm sure. I think it's the first week in February or something that
Cool.
it comes out. So if you want to get it then, Ellis. But what was I going to say there? Yeah, do you remember playing Twisted Metal the game, Paul?
Vaguely, vaguely. I wasn't a massive fan of it. I just remember I did have it on PS1. I remember it just being sort of like a destruction derby with like weapons and stuff like that. I don't think there was much of a plot to it, was there? It was just sort of car carnage.
Destruction Derby was where it was at, though. Not to digress, but just seeing as Badger mentioned it. But you mentioned it on your Instagram a few weeks ago, Badger, about that Twisted Metal, and I thought it'd be dog shit. I have to say, when I first seen the trailers, I thought, oh, this is a cash grab, like scraping the barrel for an IP here. But a few people have actually said it's decent. There's a few, Ellis. There's a few. It's a couple
comments.
of
I'm gonna get through it.
Comments, yeah, man. If you want to.
I've got a Trekanaut with For All Mankind. I'd never watched For All Mankind, but everything I've heard about it apparently is supposed to be really good.
For All Mankind, I don't think I've heard
of
that. I'll check it out.
Plus show, I think.
Well, this is it. Right, I need to get Apple Plus because
same.
Next one I think is on Apple Plus as well. Andy, you recommended this one.
It's got,
with Rebecca Ferguson in. Yep. Trekanaut, so good.
Yeah, Silo is
From isn't bad either. Haven't heard of that one. Haven't heard of From.
Is that the same one? The same people who did Lost?
Oh,
if it is, I am watching it.
It's got I can't remember the actor's name. It's got Michael, who was in Lost. He's the main guy in
Matthew
it.
Fox, I think.
No, not him. It's the guy whose son gets. I can't remember. Bloody hell, I've watched Lost in a long time. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Michael Walt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Me neither, but I know who you want about.
Yeah.
I'll find out. I'll be the guy in the chair for this, right? I've got Letterboxd and IMDb up.
Glad you enjoyed it, Scottish Geek guy.
Yeah, I've got dual monitor set up tonight. The first time I've ever had it, so that's why I'm a bit like, whoa. Scottish Geek guy. Twisted Metal 2 took up an entire summer of my life. I wrote my review of the show over Christmas, but haven't recorded it yet.
Nice, man. Look forward to watching that video then, big man.
Entire summer of your life. I love it, mate. I love a gaming deep dive.
It's about a town they can't leave. Oh, this must be From.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I'll look at.
I reckon if you look at I reckon if you see the poster, you would have seen it on like Sky, like scrolling through.
Yeah, I'll keep my eye open for that one though. Trekanaut, definitely.
The actor you're talking about is called Harold Perrineau, and he played Michael Dawson in Lost.
I would never have thought that was his name. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
I've got Scottish Geek guy. Last of Us Great, which is going to take us into our first news segment of the night, boys.
Yeah, boys.
Let's go. Let's go.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm about to get dead technical here. 2 seconds. I'll wait there.
01010110101101101.
Right, 2 seconds.
Radio Tasties is in the chat.
Oh, how's it going, Gareth? 2 seconds.
King of streaming doesn't come out for anyone, you know.
No, it really doesn't. Yeah, you've got to be in the circle to get a comment from Tasties nowadays.
Oh, do you know he's getting? Do you know he's secured Neil Marshall, the director, in a live chat, in a live stream?
No fucking way.
You know it.
No way. That's awesome, Gareth.
So I'll definitely be watching.
I want to see the email that he spams them all. If he just copies and pastes the same thing. Come on, get on Tasties. Let's go.
Well, that's wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
If you need someone on, Gareth, just while you're watching, I'm free for that one.
Yeah, don't invite me.
I can make time.
Nerd out. If I'm on that show, I'm gonna nerd out and I'll embarrass myself. I'm a big fan of that guy. I don't want to do it. Jesus Christ.
Big fan.
Love that guy.
Arguably my favorite horror movie by that guy. But right, guys, first news segment of the night. Sorry. HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 finds its Abby in Caitlin Dever. So I'm not going to read out this entire article, but The Last of Us Season 2 has found its Abby. This is quite funny, because it's not even movie related, but I know we've all watched this, so I thought it'd be good
This is
topic.
big news, though, man. This was all over Twitter the other day. Everyone was sharing this. Everyone's excited for this.
Well, it's like this is the thing, isn't it? This is the girl who's obviously got like
Yeah.
She's gonna have a big back for all these like comments that are gonna come in. And, like,
I know, she's gonna get hate mail.
People haven't played the games, but we're only watching the show and stuff like that. But what I will say is, I'd be interested to see if they change from game to adaptation. I wonder if they change it a little bit, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
What's really interesting about this piece of news that she was originally auditioned to play Ellie.
And
really?
a lot of people were saying it should have been her over Bella Ramsey, more because of the looks rather than the acting skill. I'm not saying she's a bad actress, but a lot of gamers, when they see these actors that don't quite look like the people in the games, like that shouldn't be the person, because even though they can act their ass off, and just because they don't look like them, they can act like them. But what I'm saying is, like, yeah, originally she was front runner to play Ellie. So, and she also did the mocap for Nathan Drake's daughter at the end of Uncharted 4.
Oh yeah, nice, wow.
Nice.
So keep it in the family.
Love it. No, I love it. That's great. I don't know if I don't know if I would have preferred her to play as Ellie, because Ellie needs someone proper young, and Bella Ramsey obviously looks mad fucking young. So obviously, I think it suits her better. But I see where people are coming from, though. Definitely looks a bit like her. Definitely,
she can definitely act. I've seen her. I've only seen her. I watched a show called Dope Sick. I talked to you about this, Paul.
Yeah,
and she's got quite a big role in Dope Sick. She basically played. It's about the whole the painkiller pandemic in America in the 90s and the 90s. Anyway, she plays a girl who gets addicted to painkillers. So she's got, and she ends up a full-on addict, and she's got the whole drama with her family and all that. So it's a really meaty role, and she's totally convincing and awesome in that series. So yeah, I've got no doubts with that cast, and I think she'll nail it.
There's also, I've seen on Twitter a couple of behind-the-scenes photos of her and Bella Ramsey both in the gym bulking up.
I was going to say, yeah, she's got to get stacked, hasn't she? Like, I think it counts for the character. It's like an important part of her personality that she is this fucking massive, and she can go and take out all these people. But yeah, I thought this was really good casting. Like, the only thing I've seen her in is No One Will Save You, which I really enjoyed.
Same.
I thought that was a really standout performance for no dialogue, and carrying the whole film on her face. It was top quality stuff. But
it's like an hour and 40 minutes long or something, that film, and there's like 5 lines of dialogue in the whole film. It's interesting, just like her running away from aliens in the dark. It's interesting, but I definitely liked it. It was fun stuff, and some of that sound design, man, the alien voices. Wow, I was like, Jesus Christ, just chilling. It's a decent film, man. Real quick as well, I just want to ask this. I already know where Paul stands on this. What do you two think of Last of Us 2, the game? Just curious. Are you guys fans of it?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
In a word, I'll let Paul take the lead if he wants to speak about it.
Please do. Yeah.
I'm going to presume you said that because obviously we spoke in lengths about it on the on our stream. But yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's a game that challenged me emotionally. It's not many video games that have made me cry, but when I finished Last of Us 2, this is when I smoked cigarettes. I literally had to take myself outside and smoke a cigarette. I was that distraught, and I was just gone through all the emotions with that game. It's going to be a challenging role for her. If you played the game, you know why. I hope and I pray that people, non-gamers who have become a fan of The Last of Us through just the TV show, I pray they don't get spoiled, because I want them to feel.
I know. Yeah.
I want them to feel that like we did. Obviously, some of the plot points were spoiled for gamers ahead of time because it got leaked, but it was sort of out of context, so you didn't know when the things happened that were spoiled at what point in the game. But still playing it through for the first time, it was harrowing, and it's if season 1 got you emotionally, this is gonna absolute fuck you up.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that game too. The second one, I loved it so much. It's one of the most powerful experiences I've ever had with the game. But with that being said, I'm bloody terrified. I'm nervous because I think the Last of Us fan base were pathetic. Like how toxic they got with Last of Us 2. They were just pathetic. That is some of the stupidest form of fandom I've ever seen in my life. It is so toxic, so foul. I don't care. All of you, come at me. I don't care. I'm fearless. I don't give a damn. You guys were worthless, man. You gave me a bad name, like in Last of Us. So I'm praying that we don't have to relive that. Hopefully the people who watch this are going to be a lot more sensible. Because that was just ridiculous. They gave the Star Wars fandom a run for their money.
A run for them, really did, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really did.
You know what I mean? 2 episodes into the Obi-Wan show, and all the actors had to support that black woman saying, "Stop being racist toward her." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This is going to be not too far away from that.
I mean, come on, they all come for season 1 as well with that 3rd episode, but they're always the vocal minority, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They're all big on the internet, but that show's winning awards. Everyone fell in love with that show. People going behind keyboards online ain't going to stop that show from taking off, and I don't think it'll be the same with season 2. The right people will watch it and understand the subject matter, and the people who don't and just want, it's like, get out of here, man.
Yeah, man, ridiculous. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be interesting.
But I will say quick, I don't want to take too much time up, Ellis, but if you just look on that link as well, they have also cast Jesse.
Yes.
And just this evening they've cast Dina as well.
Wait, who's Dina?
Yeah,
her girlfriend in it.
Spoilers. No, I know, but who's playing
it? She played Dora the Explorer in the live action movie.
Oh, did she?
That's the first thing. It come up with a couple of things, but that's the one that for some reason I took away.
The Last of Us 2 is a heavy game, man.
Yeah, it is. It killed me at the end. I think it just gets so nasty at the end of it. Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Not to be careful not to spoil it, but I think it's very clever, the use of the 2 characters, because by the end, emotionally, you go on an emotional roller coaster with the 2 of them. You're affiliated with Ellie, and then you absolutely hate Abby, and then somewhere in between, you actually start to like Abby, and then by the end of it, and it's all done deliberately, so that towards the end, you don't know what way's up, what way's down emotionally. That's done deliberately. You don't know who you're rooting for and how you feel about things. But
yeah,
amazing. Do you think they could possibly split this?
I think they are doing.
They are.
They are doing. I think they are doing. Yeah, I think they've already said they're going to split it between season 2 and 3.
Because I think the 3rd act of the part 2 of The Last of Us, like in the final third of the game, that is going to look so good, like in live action. Don't want to spoil it, but basically when she gets to that island and it just becomes fantastic. But yeah, guys, looking forward to it. I'll just get into a few more comments here on the side. Movie Worm. Hey lads, got to be Maxine or Terrifier 3. Omen looks pretty interesting after that teaser trailer, although very short. We'll get into the Omen a little bit later.
Nice.
But yeah, Maxine, really looking forward to it. Not on the list, sadly, but in Terrifier 3, I'm a bit mixed on, if I'm being honest. Any fans of the Terrifier movies?
I love them. Yeah, I grew up on them shit 80s horror films, so it just felt like a love letter to them, and I'm all in on them. They're rubbish, but they're awesome rubbish, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, hot garbage.
But I'm looking forward to the 3rd one.
Yeah, man. We've got Martin Houston. IMDb top films in 2023 in top 50. Only seen one. Super Mario, good year for me. 2023 wasn't awesome yet. Sorry. Oh no. Paw Patrol 2.
I seen Paw Patrol 2 in cinemas, man.
If you go back to last week's video, we all did our top 10. Paw Patrol was my number 11, so I didn't get to talk about it.
Take the stage, mate. Take it away.
Right. I'll be back in a second, lads. I've got to turn off the heating. Give me a second. It's baking in this bitch.
No worries, Badger.
No worries.
So, guys, I just wanted to get into this next story I've got for you. Give me 2 seconds. So yeah, bit of interesting news has come out about Tom Cruise recently, and this is probably a more personal one for me, but I just find it quite interesting that the man has not left Paramount, but he has set up a new office in Warner Brothers Studios, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on this one. I know it doesn't mean much, but it's just basically like, you know, like Warner Brothers owns an awful lot of IP, a shit ton more IP than what Paramount does. So I know this is more for original movies, but it does say franchise films here as well. So that could mean anything. You know, are we going to see like Tom Cruise pop up in a DC film moving down the line? Who knows? I know the thing is as well, just to set this up a little bit, Tom Cruise, it's not like he's never done Warner Brothers films before. A lot of films under his belt are Warner Brothers. The last one he did with them was Edge of Tomorrow.
Great film.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just thought this was quite interesting. Like Tom Cruise, one of the last remaining movie stars that we've got. And I just thought, you know, man's moving over to Warner Brothers. There was basically a bit of news that came out recently. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, that David Zaslav, the head of Warner Brothers, had a meeting with the head of Paramount. Now, I wonder if you saw all them like stories going about with Warner Brothers potentially merging with Paramount. Now, I don't think that's what it was. I don't think that's what the meeting was. The meeting was obviously like, can we have your golden boy child? Can he come over to Warner Brothers? But
make us some money.
Yeah, can he make us both a bit of films? You know,
yeah.
He's 60s, getting on. Let's milk Cruise dry.
I appreciate Maverick was his biggest individual success of his career, but Mission Impossible has flopped. So it's a kind of strange time for them to be taking him on to develop franchises when the most recent entry in his only franchise hasn't been a financial success. But no, I mean, never write off the Cruiser. Do you know what I mean? He's 40 years in. You can never write him off. But yeah, just seems a wee bit. It must have been a bit of an awkward talking point at the meeting, I would imagine, when they brought up Dead Reckoning. And he's like, yeah, next.
I think like, you know, like where that conversation would have went, like, yeah, they would have had to bring, you know, so the meetings with Warner Brothers and Paramount, and they bring up the fact that like Dead Reckon didn't make any money, but the film it lost the money to was Barbie. So which is also under Warner Brothers. So I bet there was some sort of like, you know, you can do this for me. You know, we won the war this year, but you can come over, win the battle. We won the battle. You'll win the war, Cruise. Come over. You know, I don't think these, you know, Mission Impossible films going forward will be under the WB banner. I very much doubt that.
No, Paramount's not going to let that go, I don't think.
No chance.
No. You know, like I always thought, like, oh, could it be potentially be like a Spider-Man situation where, you know, like Sony has the rights. Whenever you buy like a Blu-ray, it's always got like Sony and Marvel Studios now. It's not just one or the other. But yeah, man, I just thought this was quite interesting. Badger, have you got any thoughts on this one?
I'm afraid not. I don't have anything interesting to contribute to this at all. And it's not because I'm against any of this. It's not at all. It's just because I'm not really involved in it. I've when it comes to stuff like, let's say, like Mission Impossible, I kind of saw the first one when I was about 10. I saw the third one when I was about 16. I haven't seen any of the others at all ever since then, any of them. So I need to get into them. I'm actually sure I'm going to enjoy them, but yeah, I need to get into that. And other than that, I'm not really familiar much with what Tom Cruise has been doing, apart from Top Gun Maverick, of course. And yeah, I recently, just over a year ago, I watched those two films for the first time ever. I never saw Top Gun growing up.
That's right, yeah.
And got them both on 4K Blu-ray. Was mesmerized how they both looked. Like even the first one, I was like, Jesus Christ, on 4K Blu-ray. Yo, this looks great. Really enjoyed them both, especially the second one. And yeah, I'm a fan. But other than that, I'm just not really all into all of this. No hatred at all. Just don't have any anything really to comment on it. I've got no leg in this race. So I just wish everyone the best. That's it. Sorry for the boring answer, but there we go.
We wish you the best, Tom Cruise. We've got Physical Media, Odyssey, WB and Tom Cruise deal looks promising for 2024. Have a good evening, all. I'll have to watch on the catch up. Cheers for
nice one, Lee. Appreciate it. Yo,
Thanks,
Lee there, man. Lee there, he's a freaking legend, man. Bless him. He's been commenting like a mofo, supporting my stuff for ages. Bless his heart, man. Legend little guy. Yeah, man.
And just anyone who is watching on the catch up, thanks for taking the time to hit us up, even when we're not live.
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. We try and make these so they are sort of entertaining for the catch up as well. But yeah, Paul, any final thoughts on the Tom Cruise WB situation?
Yeah, I think the one thing I took from it was they said movies, so they obviously got a few in the pipeline that they want to do. And I was thinking, this guy's getting on, man. How many more films how many films are you gonna knock out for Warner Brothers? But yeah, it's something we haven't really seen before. I don't think I can't think of a studio actively trying to lock an actor down of that caliber just to make movies. Obviously, he's going to still carry on with Paramount, but I think once the first project is announced and we know what it is, we can start looking at what more he's going to do. Is it going to be new IPs he himself is going to create, or like you said, is he going to actively take part in IPs that are already Warner Brothers already have?
This is an interesting question for you. What was the last known IP Tom Cruise was like a part of that wasn't Top Gun and Mission Impossible? That was maybe an IP that was made by someone else.
So The Mummy?
Cruise...
The Mummy, yeah, the Mummy. Monsterverse didn't. That he killed before it even started.
Yeah.
Maybe put him off a little bit. I don't know who the hell was the Mummy. Oh, Universal, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just got a Scottish Geek guy with a comment here. 2 seconds. It's worrying state Mission makes almost 60 mil, but it's
crazy, isn't it? Yeah, that's just the world we live in at the moment, man. Like, you only made 600 million. Like, what?
That's such a damn good point, though. Like, don't take that for granted. That is a damn top tier comment right there.
Yeah,
it really is.
I suppose it was such a strange time to be making movies as well, though, because that was one of the only blockbusters that continued to be made during COVID. And can you imagine the extra costs that would have incurred just to keep it going during COVID? So that maybe is the reason why it had to, even with a 600 million ton box office, it didn't really even break even.
It was just where it came out with the.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think it was just the wrong release date.
Yeah, totally. But right, guys. Second to last story of the night. I added a little bonus one in there for the end. Hope you don't mind. But yeah, so Star Wars. This is our next topic. They've announced another movie. Is this one gonna happen?
Probably not.
Who knows it? Who knows at this point? But
I don't believe anything Star Wars is happening until I see making it or the trailer.
Is this the Mando movie?
So the only reason I've included this, normally I wouldn't include it, but they did say in the article that it's like they're going to shoot it this year. So like with all the ones that we've heard about in the past, it's never stated that like, oh yeah, it's we're going to be shooting right away. But,
do you mind if I quickly just get my thoughts in just whilst I've got them, because it's something I've been thinking about since seeing the story. Is that okay? Yeah, so my only problem, I'll be there day one. I'll be there midnight screening. If this ever gets made, I'm there day one. But my only concern is if they are making another big screen Star Wars movie, will they do enough for it where casuals can go and just go and enjoy a movie, or will they have to have watched Mando season 1, 2, 3, and then they go, right, now you've got to pay to go and watch season 4, the movie, to tie it all up, or will it be its own separate story? That's sort of my concern with it, because everyone who's seen Mando, every Star Wars fan's going to go watch it. But if it comes out, say, around Christmas and you want to take your family to go and watch it, your mum, your nan, or what, they're going to be sat there going, what the hell is this? What is going on?
Yeah, it's a good point to make. Like, are we going to need to watch all these seasons beforehand? Like, I'll be totally honest. Yeah, I haven't watched season 3 with was it Bo-Katan and Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that season. I did watch Ahsoka. I've got thoughts about Ahsoka. I didn't think it was much cop, to be fair. But I'm not gonna lie, like I'll go and watch a Mandalorian film. It's just whether it happens is sort of the next question. I think having John Favreau at the center of it, best thing possible for the franchise moving on forward. Like if we can just do like a Iron Man 08 situation with Mandalorian and get Star Wars back to where it should be, which is the big screen, not the small screen. I think it's diluted a lot like the Marvel cinematic universe. I think these Disney Plus shows only dilute things, don't make it.
It's horrible because you, as a Star Wars fan, I'm watching them, but I'm not feeling them. Do you know what I mean? I'm just watching them because they're on TV. It's like, the next episode of this is out. It's not like, oh my God, the new Star Wars movie's out. Like, I want that feeling back.
Yeah, man, I miss that too.
Yeah, Scottish Geek Guy just says here about Ahsoka, which I do agree with. Ahsoka felt too niche. Like, if you didn't watch Rebels, like me, you have no connection to the characters. Yeah, man, same here. Like,
that's a good point because...
Go for it, Paul.
Sorry, I was going to say, a few people said that they understood it fine without watching Rebels, but I've seen Rebels, but I was watching it trying to act like I hadn't, and they were mentioning things from it, and that I'm like, if you haven't seen that, that's going over your head, so it's wasted lines of dialogue if you haven't seen Rebels. Do you know what I mean?
What's Rebels? I'm not even joking. What's Rebels?
It's like it's the first animated show that Disney did when they first bought Star Wars, and it's set between episode 3 and 4, so Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, and it's basically just how the Rebel Alliance was started, and it was like a 4-season show.
Are you joking?
Yeah, it's a really good show. It's a really good show, but I believe you have to have seen it to really get something out of Ahsoka.
Yeah, I think. See when you're watching Ahsoka, like I hadn't seen Rebels. I knew what it was, but I hadn't watched it. However, I would say I was in the camp of someone who was going in blind, still managed to enjoy it and understand it. But you could feel, you've watched enough franchise IP spin-offs and stuff to know when there's like a musical little cue, or there's a moment when you can tell, oh, that's a bit of fan service there. Mm-hmm. I can feel it, but I can feel that it's for someone, but it's going past me and it's hitting someone who's watched Rebels behind me somewhere. Like do you know that way you can kind of feel when it's when they're having those reveal moments, but you're like, that's not for me, and then you do feel a little bit kind of cheated a little bit, or like that you're not being seen as a viewer.
Everyone behind you's like, oh, and you're like, oh yeah, sick of it.
Badger just proved the point by like when he genuinely went, like, what the fuck is Rebels? Do you know what I mean? So he's illustrating perfectly the camp of the viewer that's going in and going, what the hell's going on here? So,
yeah, I'm not joking. I've got this like subtle, like uncomfortable feeling in my belly right now, and the reason why is because I literally just thought to myself as I looked up Rebels on my phone just then. Christ, my fantasy, man, it really has been watered down like crazy. Like if this show's good, that Rebels is good, fine. I'm not arguing, but I'm just this insane Star Wars fan who's been put the fuck off of it. Just to simplify it, the recent trilogy, the sequel trilogy, massive fan of Force Awakens. After that, I think it plummets hard. I know that Last Jedi has its fans, and great, I'm happy for everyone. Even Rise of Skywalker has its fans, and I support it. But I dislike those films a great deal, and I walked out of the cinema like crushed. I haven't even bothered watching the Han Solo movie. The only show I've seen is the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I've avoided all of them. Mandalorian, the one about Boba Fett or something. I don't know. There's so much going on. I can't keep up with any of it.
The good thing about Star Wars before Disney got it was they had an expanded universe that you if you want to, you could delve into. If you really want, if you can be a fan of them 3 films and be happy with that, your Star Wars, cool. But they were releasing novels, games, comics, where if you wanted to dive in, you can dive in. And it felt like that with the first couple of shows, but now they're doing it where you have to have seen this to see that and see that. And that's where it starts getting hard.
Exactly. Now it's like you need to like them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just a bonkers now, and I've been so out of the loop for so long. I cannot tell you. Isn't there another one with that? There's another one in there with the guy from the Rogue One film that's been turned into a TV
Andor.
show. There we go, Andor. I've heard that's okay. I don't
Brilliant.
know. All of
That's a
it is.
cracking show.
I've heard it's great, but I'm just. The Scottish Geek guy brought it up. Yeah, it's gone so mental, and considering that Star Wars, the original trilogy, I count it as one whole film. It's possibly my favorite film. My favorite movies of all time, my top 3 are interchangeable. It's either The Great Escape, Star Wars, or Terminator 2. I can't pick between those 3. And now it feels like someone just got my childhood memories, wiped their ass with it, and just I can't be bothered with it. I've never heard of Star Wars Rebels. Yes. Dude, I hate her so much. When she brought up Luke Skywalker going, oh, he's so important in The Last Jedi, and I was like, bullshit when I saw it. No. This is the first time I've heard of Star Wars Rebels. That is how far I've kept away from all of this. I'm so tired of it. I cannot believe that I've only just found out about this show. What have they done to Star Wars, man? And we thought Phantom Menace was the problem. we thought Jar Jar Binks was the problem. Like I missed the time when Jar Jar Binks was the issue I had with Star Wars.
In me head, I'm like, fuck you, I still like it.
I don't know if I'm speaking out of term here, but as far as Andor goes, like I think, it wasn't watched by many, but everyone who did watch it fucking loved it. And I think it's because the writing and stuff like that was targeting the actual age of the Star Wars fan base nowadays, which is older than it is younger. Like my nephews and stuff like that, none of them give a shit about Star Wars. Like they're not into it whatsoever. And that isn't because they didn't like the sequel trilogy. They're just not into it, full stop. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with getting a few writers in that are going to write more mature material for Star Wars. You don't have to make it everything like Andor, but then when it reverts all the way back to like, I don't know, like the writing of Boba Fett, which I didn't think was great. There's just not a happy balance. I don't think. I think Andor's the best thing Star Wars has produced in the last 10 years. Force Awakens is good, but yet again, it is like sort of a mold of a New Hope, really.
Just like Predators and Creed. I don't care.
Just like Predators and Creed.
Yeah, and I don't care. Creed is exactly the same as Rocky. Predators is the exact same as the first one, and I absolutely love them both. I think they do enough. Listen, don't piss me off. I'm upset about the Star Wars Rebels, all right? Yeah. Rocky and Creed. Yeah. Don't tip me off. I've just found out about Star Wars Rebels, man. I'm upset right now. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, this is all spitting facts.
Yeah, fair.
I think Andor was great for a few reasons. Not Skywalker story. Yep. They used real sets, real locations. Oh, yes. They got a seasoned, well-respected storyteller to be in charge. It's a great show. 100% agree.
For me, it should be the same. Like I think for Star Wars, about what I'm interested in, and the reason I think it worked is because it's an original story within an established IP. That's the formula.
Yeah.
Give us characters we've never seen that are just within give us characters we're going to be interested in. That is a challenge in itself. Good writing, good storylines, just set within the Star Wars world. I understand it to begin with. The low hanging fruit is to go people like Boba Fett. Well, let's create a Boba Fett spin-off. People like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's do Obi-Wan Kenobi. I get that. It makes business sense to go for the low hanging fruit. But they took a bit of a risk with Andor. Yeah, okay. What's his name again? The captain. I forgot. He is within the canon because he's in Rogue One. But you could argue even Rogue One is a spin-off. It's a kind of original story, just loosely. Well, it's not loosely. It is well connected, but it's all characters we'd never seen before, and I think that's why it worked for me, and it helped. Some of it was filmed in Scotland, which was nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like Rogue One, man. Rogue One was decent.
Was good.
Well, I couldn't be bothered with that Han Solo show. I thought that was just a waste of time. I never bothered with it, and the rest of it, I just can't be bothered with it. It's melted my brain, and I've literally just found out about Star Wars Rebels. I'm having an existential crisis. You know what? Fuck this, man. Fuck this, man. off, man.
You know what though? What I will say, what I will quickly say is, the thing is that, and this is the same thing I say to Marvel fans: you don't have to watch it. If you don't, if you're happy with what you like in Star Wars, that's your Star Wars stuff. It could be the 3 films, could be the 3 prequels, could be the 3 sequels. You don't have to watch it. Same with Marvel. If you've got your Marvel that you like and they keep making more, and you're not a fan of it, they're not saying you have to watch this. And that's sort of the like. There's a show, another animated show they did called Star Wars Resistance, which I watched the first episode and was like, this ain't for me. I've not watched any of it. Don't have to. I don't need to. But I still like Star Wars. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good point. They can't take away the Star Wars or the Marvel, whatever the stuff that you enjoy. That's there forever for you to enjoy. It's your choice whether or not, as Paul says, you want to continue down the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I actually do completely agree with that. Of course, dude, no matter how bad things get or how good things get, I'll still have the original trilogy, and I'm more than happy with that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All you need, man.
Exactly. And on top of that, a nice bonus, plenty of other stuff I do enjoy. That 3rd prequel was ballin'. Love Force Awakens. Rogue One was good. I'm a fan, man. For Obi-Wan, the show was pretty decent, but still don't want to keep delving into the rest of it. Anyway, enough of this before I start crying. Let's go on with this.
That was a good point to jump into something completely original, hopefully.
Yeah.
Get away from franchises.
Guys, the last little story I wanted to bring up, and we don't have to spend a long time on it, but Badger, I thought you might be interested in this one.
What's this then, man?
I certainly am. I know it's been on the cards for a while, but we've sort of just announced it recently.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm happy.
And the reason why I think it's like we need to state this is a news story is because not only is Alex Garland coming back, but Danny Boyle's coming back as well.
Yeah,
who obviously directed the first one. He didn't direct 28 weeks later, but very underrated sequel, I think.
I think it's a bit mediocre. It's got some brilliance in it, but for me it just wasn't. It wasn't much for me. But damn, man, there's some great stuff in there. Definitely worth watching. Definitely.
I just think it. Sorry, go on, Andy.
I was just going to add in. I only watched the sequel just recently, like in the last 6 months, and I actually thought as a sequel it was pretty solid. It's not as original as the first, but it's a good movie in its own right, you know. And it has some big stars in it that went on to be pretty big, you know. Like
how bloody good was Robert Carlyle in it? Like, holy moly!
Oh, he's awesome in it. That's a really interesting dynamic, you know. The bit at the beginning, the conflict.
Love that intro.
Yeah, man, it's just awesome, man. Like what he has to do in that film is like, man, never seen him do anything like that. It's proof that you can be a bad guy that isn't Begbie or the nutcase from Daffy from The Beach. That's it. Damn, man, he's acting in that film. So easily the best part of the film for me. He is easily.
If you think he's intimidating in Trainspot, see him in 28 weeks later, man.
Exactly. Exactly. Just brilliant. The main reason why I'm so gassed for this 28 days later, the 3rd one, not only because Cillian Murphy and Danny Boyle's coming back, but also Danny Boyle, man, knows how to do great sequels, man. Trainspotting 2 is one of the best sequels I've ever seen in my life. I love it. It's kind of unrealistic how much I love it, because to me, Trainspotting 1 is definitely better, but it's not obviously better. You know what I mean? Trainspotting 2 is just right there, so close. I think it's just a genius how good that sequel was. So
it's crazy how it came and went. Like, I love Trainspotting 2. We just don't see people talk about it at all. It's weird.
Exactly. I'm very confused by it. Roll on the 3rd one. I definitely do want to see a third. Me myself, I want to see a 3rd Trainspotting, and I trust that you can do a great sequel here. I really do.
Is Cillian coming back for this one?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is it? I'm not sure. To be fair, I didn't read into the article, so I'm not.
Oh no, he is.
In that. Oh, is he?
He is. Mm-hmm.
All right, fair.
Yes.
I don't know how big he's going to be in it. I don't know. They might sideline him. Who knows? But either way, I look forward to it in a big bad way. 28 Days Later is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I just wonder if they can recapture any of the, like the street views of London when it's all empty. I wonder, because obviously they couldn't really do that for the sequel, the way they did it in the first movie anyway. because obviously this shot here of him on the London Bridge is like so
That's like
good.
Iconic.
Yeah,
That's
it
Cillian
is.
Murphy if he doesn't win the best actor.
I do wonder if this film's a little too late with the whole zombie genre of really being diluted with The Walking Dead and everything else that has spun off The Walking Dead and other movies. The zombie genre was massive.
Mhm.
Is it a little too late? I don't know.
Did
For
you
me
see that Walking
personally,
Dead
no.
trailer? That
I
just
did.
come out, Paul. Yeah. What the hell? How are they all still alive? Was he alive at the end of the last season of Walking Dead?
Oh man.
Do we want to get into The Walking Dead?
No, we do
That's-
not.
I
No, we do
know.
not. Right? No,
Big
no, no.
spoilers.
That's
Yeah,
a whole 2-hour, 3-hour stream. To walk
Yeah,
Dead.
yeah. No.
exactly. And plus, if
Outside.
you think what I did with the Star Wars Rebels was bad, we're gonna go down the wormhole
We'll
here.
sack that one. We'll sack that.
That's becoming a bit of a the Walking Dead versus in its own right, isn't it? It's getting spin-offs going all roads as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I
Damn straight.
fucking love it all.
I've only seen the main show myself. I've only seen the main show. I haven't seen any of the spin-offs.
I wouldn't say anything else. They want to annoy Paul.
You've already had me Star Wars heartbroken in the last 10 minutes. What's all this shite you're into, Paul? Fucking hell, mate.
Oh man.
But right, guys.
I love you guys.
That's about it for the news stories.
Yeah, man.
Did I see T2 praise there? If I did, yes, that is
Yeah, it was.
great
Got
film
a
ever
guy
made.
with a T2 praise.
T2
Great
was
film ever made.
almost as good a sequel as T2. I see what you did there.
I like it. Dead quick as well, because I don't think it's gonna get brought up. I'll just say it dead quick. I've just recently heard about the God of War TV show that is happening. I still don't know who they're gonna cast as
I thought you were going to cast you then.
It's like, just in case anyone's watching, I'm available.
Okay, so hey guys, if you guys would like to see an almost 30 stone Kratos,
It's a prequel. It's a prequel.
Prequel, you know what I'm saying? Before he went on Atkins, that's what that is. Because I guess I do kind of have the looks, almost a bald head with a beard, but still, just imagine that, just kind of
Boy.
Mate, the studio would just throw a trailer at you, mate. You'd be fine. They throw Daniel Craig's trailer.
Look what
at
they
you.
did to Gerard Butler in 300, man. They can sort you out.
This is
Asthma.
Anyway, what was the I'm very curious. What the fuck? Why am I hanging out with you guys? I've had enough. Right. So yeah, I'm very curious to know who they're gonna cast as Kratos, because it's such an iconic, like irreplaceable role. So it's really difficult. They've got a big challenge ahead of them. I've just heard that they're trying to look for casting. And I personally think Christopher Judge, the guy who currently plays as him in the games, I think it should be him. He looks like him. I don't give a damn. I think he does. He's got the physicality. I know he's obviously black and all that, but I don't care.
He's like a dog with a bone with that, isn't he? He's proper campaigning for it.
Yeah. That's just me. That's me personally. I don't know who else could do it. People keep saying like Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and I'm like, just no.
Yeah, no. I love The Rock, but no.
Yeah, me too, exactly. Dave Bautista, I can see that guy has one of the like because not only obviously does he have the look, but his voice as well. His voice is incredible, and it definitely could suit it. And on top of that, Jesus Christ, the guy can act. I mean, have you seen the opening to Blade Runner 2049? Holy shit. Amazing. Tom Hardy.
Spectrum
Kid,
Tom
Hardy. Tom Hardy.
Actually, well, to be fair though, man, what he did with Bane, I thought was great, and that's coming from someone who isn't a Batman fan, and I still loved him in that role. I mean, damn. So who knows? I wouldn't accept it, but would be interesting. And another like video game TV show thingy is the Fallout show, which I'm very curious about.
Trailer looks good for that.
Yeah,
interesting. I'm a big fan of Fallout 3 and New Vegas, so I'm intrigued. But yeah, I just wondered what you guys thought about that TV show and God of War and stuff. Just curious before we went on.
I mean, ever since The Last of Us, man, we had Last of Us, Mario, Twisted Metal, like you said, they've found the formula, and if they can carry that on with God of War, I know they're doing Horizon Forbidden West. They're gearing up as well for a TV show on that.
Didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
Both. I think they're both. I think Amazon Prime has them both as well. That's the rights to them, as well as Fallout. The Fallout trailer. I'm not a big fan of the Fallout game, so this is going to be one of the first video game adaptations I go into where I have not much knowledge of the video game. So it's going to be interesting to see my reaction to that compared to people who are a fan of the games, because it's normally the other way around for me.
Yeah, of course.
I'll be the same boat as you, Paul, actually, when you come to think of it. But it looks, I think that's maybe quite an interesting, because we talked about it The Last of Us, Paul. Like, it's nice seeing beloved games that you enjoy being adapted, but it's already spoiled for you before you go in. So it's kind of like,
correct, yeah.
It's nice to be a gamer who is getting to watch an adaptation as their first introduction to the franchise, and being a gamer you could go back and play, because a lot of people just aren't gamers, and the only adaptation they will watch will be the live action, and even if they like it, that's it. But gamers are like myself, I probably would go and play Fallout if I enjoyed the series. But
maybe so,
I tried a bit of Fallout this year. I dipped in and I dipped straight back out. I was like, "What? You got to build shit?" I was like, "Nah, get me out of here. Get me out."
That's Fallout 4, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah,
That
that's the one.
shit.
Yeah, Fallout 4.
The building shit I hated so much.
What's this, Fortnite?
I'm looking forward to both, man. Fallout a little bit more, just because I don't know. I like that sort of story a bit more, the post-apocalyptic, and I find it interesting, like just the use of like atomic bombs and stuff like that within Fallout and how it's used. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, definitely. But yeah, guys, right? Should we get in our main topic of the evening? 2024 movies.
Let's go.
Let's go for it. Right, guys, I've got no dates on these, by the way, so
that's fine.
I sort of roughly know a little bit. I can dive off and check the dates. But I'll get this 2 seconds.
Are we just going through it chronological order?
I'll leave this on screen, Andy, and we'll just go through it one by one. We're not going to probably. There's movies on here that we'll talk more about than others, obviously, but this is sort of just a broad scope of what's coming out. A lot of sequels, a lot of prequels. If I'm being honest, I don't think it looks as strong a year as what we've just had in 2023, apart from a few exceptions on there. But yeah, we've sort of already spoke about Poor Things, but
don't need to go about that.
Yeah, I think
very good though. Very, very good.
Very excited for that one. The Holdovers is one of these movies. It's starring Paul Giamatti, by the way. I think it's a period piece. It's got this, like, if any of you guys have seen the trailer, it's more of like a festive sort of movie. So we're getting it a bit later.
In February.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. What on earth? Is that when it comes out? February? I thought this was a January release, but you might be
it
right,
might be.
Paul. Yeah, this is one of them like weird releases, where it comes out in December in the US. Then for me, it was always like a sticking point. I know me and Badger have spoken about this, and me and Paul, to be fair, about if a movie comes out in 2023 at the back end of it in the US, but comes out in January over here, are we just counting that as a 2023 movie, or is it now a 2024 movie? But yeah, I'm not like massively looking forward to this one, but just from the trailer, it looks sort of like a heartwarming tale. I like Paul Giamatti. Apparently a lot of talk over him getting an Oscar for this one.
Yeah.
Any of you guys seen a trailer for this one yet or anything?
I haven't. Just seen American kind of like film critics and stuff say it's good and gush about it, but that's about it really.
I'm in the exact same ballpark.
Yeah, I've just seen the buzz. I couldn't tell you what it's about, anything. I've just seen the buzz for it.
Well, Paul Giamatti's in it. I'm seeing it. That's it.
Basically, I was going with that one. On to our next film, we've got American Fiction, which is another one that I've seen all the the US pundits go nuts over, say it's really good. Who's the star? Jeffrey Wright, sorry. Apparently he's amazing in it. But yeah, any of you guys seen a trailer for this one?
I've not even heard of this one, so I'm going to be honest.
No, me neither. Do you want me to read the synopsis? Or we gonna skip over it?
I mean, you can do if you want. Like,
yeah, I'm not complaining at all. I've got no qualms with that. Do it.
Okay, keep the airways going, mate, till I bring it up then. American fiction. Here we go. Maybe short. American fiction. A novelist who's fed up with the establishment profiting from "quote unquote" black entertainment uses a pen name to write a book that propels him to the heart of hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain.
I'm seeing
Directed by Cord Jefferson, and obviously stars your man Jeffrey Wright.
I mean, Jeffrey Wright, he's in it. That's like Jeffrey Wright's in it. I'll check it out, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice. Dead quick before we get on to number 4, because I think we're going past its release date and it's not on there. I just wanted to ask Paul about Blue Giant. Have you heard of Blue Giant?
No.
Okay, well, I know you're a big anime fan, and it's some type of it's an anime heavy like Japanese film that's coming out in February. But there's no action in it or anything. It's a drama about musicians and stuff, but just with the manga style. And it looks really interesting. I'm curious to see it. Just wanted to know what you thought of it, but clearly you don't know what it is. So fair enough. It comes out next month in February. So yeah, just wanted to know.
Hasn't hit my radar yet, man. But if it hits my local cinema, I'll go check it out. I like to support when anime movies get like a very small window in the big screen. I like to go and support them. Yeah, even if I've never heard of them, because just the style of it.
I understand completely. Yeah, when I was seeing Godzilla -1 recently, like the trailer for Blue Giant came on, and I was like, holy moly, this looks weird. No action in it or anything like that. Just musicians on stage trying to figure themselves out with all this style. It's peculiar, but I'm curious. But yeah, cool, man.
Cool, guys. Right, we'll move on to our next one here. Argyle. Right, I think this comes out February, I think it is. Directed by Matthew Vaughn. So I don't know if any of you guys have had a chance to check out the trailer for this one.
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of, I'm not going to lie, it's sort of a guaranteed watch for me. Not because I think not necessarily because I think the trailer looks amazing, mind. It's just I really like Matthew Vaughn and his past films. So it's just like I will sort of go and see any film he brings out. I think the only bad film Matthew Vaughn's brought out is Kingsman 2, and I didn't think it was horrific. It's just nowhere near as good as the first movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Henry Cavill, like the story, it just looks a bit all over the place, if I'm not gonna lie. It looks like you've got Henry Cavill playing this spy who's like sort of not a real spy. He's like it's being written by Bryce Dallas Howard. It's like, I don't know. It's a bit weird. It's obviously Matthew Vaughn dipping his toes into the spy genre yet again. But I like Sam Rockwell. He seems to be playing sort of like a co-lead in this one. You've got Dua Lipa, who seems to be taking off in the acting severe now, but I can't fault it. But yeah, trailer looks okay. Looks a bit stupid, but also just looks like a Matthew Vaughn movie, if I'm being honest.
That's
Paul,
it. That's the selling points with Matthew Vaughn. Like I watched the trailer, didn't really give you much, but seeing the cast, like you said, Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, I think John Cena's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But the Matthew Vaughn, the name sells me the movie. He's one of them directors where his name sells me the movie, regardless of what it is. So I'll check it out. I remember seeing the teaser trailer with the cat. And I thought it was a movie about a cat, and I love cats. I've got two, so I was like, I'm going to check this out. And then I seen the actual trailer, and I was like, oh, it's not about cats at all. But it's like I said, Matthew Vaughn. I'll be there. I'll check it out, man.
Andy, what are your thoughts on this one, mate?
I just love Henry Cavill's hair. It's amazing.
It's like, so Cold War.
It's so like ridiculous, but it looks cool.
He's got that Dolph Lundgren haircut, man. Go on.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's kind of like Robert Patrick crossed with Dolph Lundgren. Robert Patrick from T2.
I'm so bloody silly. I just worked out what I just worked out what film we're talking about. I was thinking, okay, I've never seen the trailer to this. I don't know what the hell this is, so I kept my mouth closed. Now I've just remembered it. Oh yeah, I've seen it.
The
It
hair.
looked, yeah. As soon as you said the hair, I was like, oh yeah.
Badger thought it was a prequel to Die Hard.
You turd, go away.
Oh, honestly, man, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do a fucking spin-off with Argyle. Like,
You're all right, Argyle.
Yeah, they were going to do it.
He was a lone black kid, just first day in the job.
He had
It was
CBs, TV.
Working the Christmas shift in 1988.
They were
Listening to Run DMC.
They were going to do a prequel to They were going to do a prequel / sequel to Die Hard before Bruce Willis got diagnosed and quit acting. They were going to do a prequel when he was younger, explaining why he was nuts, so wild, and him in retirement as well. They were going to do like a clashing of like skipping him back and forth between the two timelines. It could have been interesting, but it didn't happen. So sadly, the last time we saw Die Hard, and a Die Hard installment was the 5th one. But luckily for me, I didn't see that crap, so it's all good.
Yeah, I hope you stay in that state as in, Badger.
I will.
Apparently, this Argyle movie is based on a book that is coming out very soon. So they must have made it in tangent with the book.
All right.
Interesting. I bet that doesn't happen a lot at all.
Looks badass though.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that one. I'll be going to see it at the cinema for definitely. Right, the next film is a 100% cinema watch for me. I'm ready to go in. I've got the Kleenex there. I'm ready to just like let this film take me. I want to cry at the end of it. I want to come out. I want to be like, ah! But I'm just ready for this sort of film, 100%. And apparently it's a pure tearjerker. As far as wrestling, I don't know who the wrestlers are that this movie's based on, but I was like a really big wrestling fan for like a small 6-7 year pocket of my life when I was younger, basically through the Attitude Era and going into WWE, like awesome stuff. Like I've recently, like my phone is just like, you know, when you get hooked on something. So for like 2 months, it was Ric Flair memes. Like Andy, I was doing your head in with him. And now it's just like old school, like from 1998 to 2006, like WWE sort of clips that are coming up on my phone. I'm having a great time. Can't lie. But yeah, nice, Iron Claw just looks amazing. Looks amazing. The cast's really strong. I remember seeing all them photos of Zac Efron a couple of years ago. Like, where he's like buff and like you're like, what the hell Zac Efron doing, man?
He proved me wrong. He proved me wrong completely. I thought he was just some dumbass pretty boy that was never going to get past the High School Musical phase, and he shut me right up. The guy can act. What can I say? He can. He did a film a couple of years back, which I really didn't like, but he was great in it. It was Gold, I think it was, where it's just him in the desert alone for almost like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
What's that one called?
It's just called Gold. I didn't like it at all. It was incredibly predictable. It's my cup of tea, by the way. One actor on screen for ages doing like just trying to survive. I love that. Buried is one of my favorite films of all time. Locke is bloody brilliant. You know, that type of
fantastic.
Chamber piece, that's what they're called, chamber pieces, where it's just limited locations and one only a few actors and stuff. I was into the concept, didn't like the film myself, but Zac Efron was brilliant in Gold. It's just amazing, the makeup on him, how rough he gets by the end of the film. Guy's talented, man, he really is. And I've seen a few pictures of this Iron Claw, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man, he's gonna crush it, man. He's gonna crush it. And yeah, the other thing as well is that even though I did grow up out of the my phase of liking wrestling, one thing that pulled me back into it and proved just how brilliant movies based on wrestling could be was The Wrestler. Again, that's one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. Mickey Rourke, just absolutely exceptional in it. And yeah, hopefully this will be something maybe in that ballpark. You know what I mean? Mad emotional. A wonderful character piece with the wrestling thing involved. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Is it the first A24 of the year?
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
No idea myself.
I also think that I remember, like, it's almost like Zac Efron has AI'd himself into a wrestler. There's something about how he looks. Like when I first seen the image, I thought someone had just used AI to make him look like an 80s wrestler. And then I realized it was actually, I thought it was a deep fake, and I realized it was actually, it was just real. That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
It is an amazing transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he looks like what they like Gerard Butler and all them lot looked like in 300. You know, where it's so like over, like sort of done the muscles in a way. You're just like, what the hell? It can't be real. It wasn't there, but it is here apparently. So
no, it gets me thinking. It gets me thinking. One day they are going to do a biopic of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and whoever the hell has to play as him in that film has got some work ahead of them, man. They have to do the accent without sounding stupid, and they have to get big. So I'm assuming they're going to use CGI for it. I don't know, because you can't really get an actor to actually do what Arnie did, right? I don't know. That'd be insane. You know what I mean?
Put Alan Richardson in the role, man.
True say. Yeah, true say.
Size.
Beefy boy.
Yeah, man. Next film is any Bob Marley lovers in the house? I'm personally not, but I just thought I'd stick it on the list anyway. I haven't seen too many biopics about Bob Marley.
I'm a fan. I'm not an insane fan, but too much appreciation for him, and I do find him as a pretty intriguing character. And yeah, I've seen the trailer to this, and I gotta say, I'm pretty juiced. I really am. I'm quite juiced for this one.
Yeah, it's one of the trailers I didn't have time to check out, but I'll get on it after the stream. Paul, you got any thoughts on this one, mate?
I've not seen the trailer, but I grew up listening to Bob. My mum's a massive Bob Marley fan, reggae fan in general, so I grew up listening to his music. But I'm a sucker for biopics. Anyway, I didn't touch on that Iron Claw.
Sorry, Paul.
No, you're fine. No.
Oh yeah, damn, man.
No,
it's probably the most person I want to hear from when it comes to this Iron Claw.
No, it's fine.
So,
so like wrestling for me is something that I don't remember a time before. It's like how people watch soaps, I watch wrestling. I just automatically watch it every week without fail. I have done for my entire life. So I'm familiar with the story, the Von Erich brothers. I know sort of what's going to happen in the movie, what it's about, and it will be a tearjerker. But you know, any film about wrestling, I'm always there. Like you said, The Wrestler, Fighting for My Family, the one they did, Dwayne Johnson, was a great film with Florence Pugh in. Good thing about this that I'm excited about is MJF, who is a big name in wrestling at the moment, plays one of the Von Erich brothers in it, and he also produces the movie. And I think he's doing all the sort of choreography for the wrestling in it as well. So I'm excited for it. Like you said, I've heard a lot of people say it's a tearjerker. I know why it's going to be a tearjerker, but I'm there day one for it. Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool.
But Bob Marley as well. Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't think I'll go to the cinema to watch it, but when it hits streaming, I'll check it out. I'm sure my mum would like to watch it as well.
I'm not going to go into it much, so I'll just say it that quick. Music biopics, they can be quite hit or miss sometimes. They just can't all be as good as Straight Outta Compton. Let's just accept that, because that film was remarkable. You know, there was that Tupac movie, which I have not seen yet, but I heard
it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
I heard it was astonishing. Like, it's apparently there's a scene in it set in the 80s where they get a picture of themselves and it's taken with an iPhone. How do you make a mistake like that? But yeah, I just don't know how that happened, but there we go. Either way, yeah, they can be hit or miss. So I am going into this with trepidation.
I think biopics for me is if they don't coast over the serious stuff, if they sort of sugarcoat the things you really want to know about, really want to know about the person, and they sugarcoat it. That's the ones that I sort of like, I'd rather have heard about this.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Well, we'll see how this goes. I'm going in with trepidation, but we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, as far as musical biopics go, I'm a bit funny with them as well. Like I'm a person who likes the actor to be actually singing. Like when they're doing these films, like it takes me out of it when they put, like, for Bohemian Rhapsody, they put Eddie Murphy's voice over. I can't remember the actor who played him. Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
Yeah.
It wasn't his voice. It was an impressionist or whatever you call it.
All right, fair enough then. But yeah, that jars me a little bit. Like, I love it when the actor takes his time out just to be like, right, I'm going to learn this craft. So like, Joaquin Phoenix.
Walk the line, yeah.
Mate, awesome, absolutely.
And
awesome.
Ray.
Oh, that's a great
Jamie
film, man.
Foxx.
I've never
Such
seen
a
it before.
film. Oh my god, that's an amazing.
Heartbreaking, good film though.
Jesus.
Lucky you, Andy. Lucky you. You get to watch that for the first time.
Get it on the watch list as we speak.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah, he won an Oscar for that, didn't he?
So he should have. So he should have. Jesus crikey! Watch an interview of Ray Charles and then watch the movie. It's like the same motherfucker. Yeah. Should we get the comments going?
Yeah, mate. What it is with it, so guys, I'm just like I've got my eye on the comments, but a few of you are mentioning films that are going to be in the list. So I was waiting until we got to the film.
Okay.
A comment up.
Yeah.
So I'm not ignoring you. Don't worry, guys. I'll bring Movie Worm up because this one's pretty interesting. After
wow.
So talking about this, me and Paul were talking about this last week. The Exorcist films weren't a big fan of that one last year. But now it seems David Gordon Green is now out of Exorcist Deceiver, and the movie is being put on hold indefinitely.
Is that news just dropped?
It must.
Really?
I didn't see anything about.
Oh yeah. It's come off, just come out. Yeah.
That's
really?
Intriguing, man. That's really interesting.
Mark,
apparently he's busy working on other films.
Bullshit. Working on a CV for the new studio.
Oh, cold man.
I'm actually surprised he got across The Exorcist because, like,
Halloween, man.
He came from Halloween, didn't he? And as much as I really enjoyed the first one, second one was all right, but it was on a very obvious slide. Everybody pretty much hated the third one, so I'm surprised that they still entrusted him with
crazy, isn't it? Yeah,
Believer after that.
Mark,
they paid the price, obviously.
I haven't seen them. Oh, sorry. What were you saying, Andy? I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, yeah, I was just finishing. I was just saying, like they they've only themselves to blame to an extent. The production team behind Exorcist, because the signs were clearly there to see that maybe he wasn't the man for the job.
And they were clearly there watching it as well. Fuck me, that was a bad film. Jesus Christ. Awful.
Mark, does anyone here follow the movie critic Mark Commode?
Yes, I like Mark Commode.
Yeah, he's a bit of a knob, but I really love him. And
his favourite film's The Exorcist, isn't it? The original.
Exactly. It's his favourite film, and when he was reviewing Halloween,
he tore it apart, didn't he?
Yeah, Halloween Ends. He tore it apart, and he was mad, like pissed off that the same guy was going to make not only were they going to do another Exorcist film, but it was going to be split up into a trilogy because they had to, and he was going just mad about it. He was so correct about it. I haven't actually seen the new Exorcist film, but he was right that he was going to hate it, and he did.
His review for it's hilarious.
It is. He described it in such in a phrase that I haven't heard anyone else ever say about like a film. He described it by saying it's a movie where someone has watched the film but they haven't seen the film. You know what I mean? Like when doing a sequel to Exorcist, like it's someone it's made by someone who's watched The Exorcist but hasn't seen The Exorcist. I was like, damn, that's some cold shit there, man. But I don't want to watch it anyway. Fair. I don't know. I haven't seen the new Exorcist. I don't ever want to. I'm not really much of a fan of Exorcist anyway. Just got too much respect for it, and that's as far as it goes, really, myself.
Thank God William Friedkin wasn't about to see it. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, man.
Okay. Madam Web. One film that's obviously going to be so much better than Exorcist Believer. Madam Web. Folks, what are we all thinking about this one?
Sydney Sweeney's in it, so I'll be there day one. That's about it.
I know, yeah. I feel brutal for saying that, but it is going to be why I'm going to be going to watch it. Paul, did you see that they'd released some of like the costumes?
Yeah. It's one of them Sony fucking Spider-Man. I couldn't give a shit. No. It annoys me. It annoys me more that I will watch it. It pisses me off that I'll watch it. And I'll try and convince. It's one of the films I'll convince myself. I'll be like, yeah, it's all right.
It's not that bad.
It's watchable, and then I'll just never watch it again.
It's the same with like it's like I said on the previous stream about when I watched Blue Beetle. Even though it was a rental, it was like like I didn't. It's like Evil Dead 2. Like it was trying to put it in my player, and I'm like, don't put it in. I don't want you to put it in. It was like I was possessed because like you know before you put it in, you're like, this is gonna be shit. But that undying, undead superhero fan in me just can't help but can't help but watch them. If that's
Yeah,
how I
that's
feel with
it.
Madam Web, I know I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch it, and I know I'm probably not going to like it, but I'm still going to watch it.
I don't know much. I don't know anything about Madam Web. All I know is when I was seeing Godzilla -1, it was the trailer that came on just after Blue Giant, which I was mentioning earlier. It was a trailer that I saw, and I was like, "Damn, it actually looks quite interesting." But I have a feeling it will be cack. But goddamn, that trailer did get me intrigued, and it's not even my cup of tea. You got me intrigued. The trailer must have done something right. So we'll see.
We'll
Interesting.
get to it.
What
But
should be the best comic book movie of the last decade?
just
There's something about it that has got me intrigued. I don't know what it is.
I mean, it's 4 hot chicks in bloody tight costumes. Let's be honest.
yeah. Let's just be honest. Exactly. I think Kraven the Hunter. We'll get to Kraven the Hunter, but just seeing as we're talking about Sony superhero movies, I'm interested in seeing Kraven the Hunter. I think the trailer looks okay for that, and I think Aaron Taylor Johnson will be good to watch.
I'm looking forward to Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, same. I'm a lot more excited for that.
But I'm just like you said. I'm a sucker for Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like he's my Bond pick. 100%.
I just hope it doesn't ruin because I fancy him for Bond. I totally get what Barbara Broccoli sees in him. So I just hope it doesn't like bomb or whatever and affect his chances of getting Bond, because I'd quite like to see him as Bond.
Yeah, I think it was his Bullet Train performance that sold the deal on that one. He's fucking awesome in that film. So cool. But yeah, going for right. Here's the biggie. Right, so Spectrum Kid earlier on. I'm interested in the next Dune, although I don't think it should be a trilogy. We'll get on the trilogy thing in a little minute, but just overall thoughts. Andy, where is this one for you? This one's must be a most anticipated film. I know you've been seeing. You watched the original couple of weeks ago or a week ago again.
Yeah, I've seen it obviously when it first released. Being a big sci-fi man, I was right into that. But yeah, I watched it again. It's a film that's just. I think I've watched it 3 times now. Once in the cinema, twice on 4K. Awesome, just an awesome film. I love Denis Villeneuve anyway, but I just think it's one of the few films when I put it on these days that the world building and the visuals of it, the production design does suck me in. There's not a single frame, a single scene in the film that makes that where the illusion drops. Does that make sense? Once I sit down, I'm completely in that world. With Caladan and then Arrakis in that universe. I don't question it. I'm there. I've been transported by the magic of cinema into that world, and I feel that more and more every time I watch it. But yeah, it's awesome. Love it. It's the only thing that's difficult about it is just that it's so good and it ends just as things are starting to get really interesting, But that's a compliment to the film. So yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. It's probably my most anticipated film, I would say, of 2024, I think.
Yeah, man. Paul, what about you?
Yeah, same, man. It's probably my most anticipated of the year. I absolutely adored Doom Part 1. It's a cliche thing to say, but I'm going to say it. For me, it felt like Game of Thrones in space, and that was the selling point for me, because I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan. Just like Andy said, the world building, the factions, the houses, just learning it all, taking it all in. The special effect, everything about it, everything was top tier for me. Like, I'm a big fan of high-end sci-fi, and it ticked all the right boxes. And like Andy just said, it gave you enough and left you when it was just about, to kick off. And that's where obviously Part 2, a lot of people say it's one of them films. It's a slow burn. It is a slow burn. It's a slow burn movie. It's a slow burn movie, but I'm a sucker for slow burn movies. If they can invest me, them characters in that world, I'll sit there for 4 hours, 5 hours. Do you know what I mean? I went to watch it twice as well at the cinema, both in IMAX, and watched it a couple of times on 4K. And yeah, I love it. I can't wait for Part 2. In regards to the trilogy, I do believe Part 1 and Part 2 is one story. Then they're doing a third one, which is another book, something along the lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Villeneuve? Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, I believe he's doing it again. Yeah, I believe he's on for another one.
Well, let's hope he is. This one has to make a shit ton of money. Like, to be like, it's a hard one to like to know how big this movie is going to be in relation to the last one, because obviously that one came out, when was it? 2020, like height of COVID.
2021.
21.
2021,
yeah.
So this is when they were also, Warner Brothers were doing the release on day. So they were putting it out in the cinema, then putting it out on streaming as well, which to this day still blows my mind that this sort of film was released on a streaming network as well as the cinema on the same day. But yeah, as far as Doom Part 2 goes, I can't wait to see this film. I'm really interested in seeing the Fade Raufer character, who was played by Sting in David Lynch's original version.
Austin Butler's character.
Yes, it is. Yeah, man. He doesn't have the. It's so funny. There's like that picture of Sting in Lynch's version. He's got like that big nappy on. Like he's not got. Doesn't look like they're going for that in this one, but yeah, I can't wait for this one. Like, yeah, the first one was a slow burn, but like you guys say, I'm a sucker for slow burn movies, and especially when the cinematography by Greg Fraser.
Yeah.
And the score by Hans Zimmer, who's showing that he's still got the goods. Like, it's absolutely awesome. Like, one of my favorite scores in recent memory. Definitely.
I think the Hans Zimmer's Dune score is some of the best stuff he's done in years. Because I think he's amazing, Hans Zimmer, but I do feel he was getting a wee bit like, I don't know if it's maybe just overexposure to Hans Zimmer and he does that many movies, but I felt like Dune took it up a level that you could tell that he was, because I think he knocked back quite a big project, didn't he?
I think he knocked back Nolan. I'm sure.
Yeah, he knocked back Nolan to do Dune because apparently this was like
his dream.
This was his dream to score that film, and I think it shows because I think it's a cut above what a lot of stuff he's done in the years leading up to that.
It's just different.
Top tier.
It's very
top
different.
Tier
yeah, man. Like, I love the voices that he used in the score.
Oh my god!
But Badger, what are you saying about Dune? Have you seen the first one yet? You're on mute though. Take your mic off mute. You're on mute.
Sorry, my Tourette's was playing up. That's why I'm playing with this all the
time.
No, I haven't seen the first two. I haven't seen anything Doom related. I literally never seen the first film. I don't know anything about it. I didn't even know it was based on a book until Alice just said it. I know it was. I know there's an old movie. That's it. I know two things about it. Dave Bautista's in it. In the remake thingy, and there's a big worm or something. I don't know. I've seen a worm, a big giant worm image on the front cover of the first movie like ever made, like back in the 80s. I know nothing about it, so I don't have I don't have a leg in this race, so to speak. But I am hoping though that people aren't disappointed, because the thing is, like, I act like a jerk with my sense of humor, but dude, I really do care about people, okay? And it does. All jokes aside, right? I don't give a damn about Game of Thrones myself. I quit after 2 seasons, but I'm happy everyone else was enjoying it. And it broke my heart. I felt bad for them that they waited like 8 years to get that crushed. Do you know what I mean? Like 8 years, 8 seasons to get crushed at the end. That bothered me. I was like, oh, you poor gits. Damn. It's the same with this. They've been waiting for this for so bloody long. It's been postponed like crazy. I'm just worried that we're going to get this big resurgence of angry fans going, oh, we waited so long for this. I don't know. We will see, but I'm hoping that people don't get crushed after all this waiting, because look how excited you boys are. It better be good, man. It better be good. You know what I mean?
We've got a lockdown stash. Momoa's character getting smoked makes this film more appealing.
Why the fuck do you spoil it, you little dick?
No.
You spoiled it. What are you doing, man? Get rid of this fool.
It's all right. I don't know how long he's actually going to be gone for. Night 80.
Fucking hell.
Zack Snyder is doing Doom 3.
So I've just seen his version of Doom and Star Wars and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey man, underrated flick, that one. I'll have you know.
I think Zack Snyder's in danger of becoming a bit of a laughing stock, isn't he, in the community?
By some, not by me. But
I've got a lot of time for like he's for some of his movies, but I do think he's kind of like he maybe just needs to kind of maybe take on board some of the criticism.
He needs to take a large chunk of his money.
He's blinkers on and he's just doing his own thing, regardless of like kind of
Yeah, he just
repeating
needs-
the mistake. He keeps repeating the same mistakes, I think, without listening to people.
Nice guy, 80 coming in with facts. Peaked with Watchmen, in my opinion.
That's straight
Same.
fact.
Yeah,
man.
I absolutely adore
100%.
Watchmen. I adore Watchmen, and also Dawn of the Dead was balling.
Yes, it
Love
was.
it.
Well, this is the thing that was written by James Gunn. So what he needs to do is get a large chunk of his money that he's got stashed away and just hire a fucking good writer. Like, just there's nothing wrong with admitting.
And an editor.
"Look, yeah, this isn't my forte. Like, I'm a good visual director, but I'll get a writer in. But yeah, guys. So moving on. Next film is Drive Away Dolls. Has anyone heard of this one? by
What's
the way?
this?
Never
I've
heard
So
of
never
this
heard of
is directed by Ethan Coen, one half of the Coen brothers. Won't spend any time on it because you haven't seen a trailer or anything like that. But I'd highly recommend watching the trailer after it. Looks really good. Sort of reminds me of Fargo and them sort of films.
Cast
from
is
that era.
stacked. Pedro, Matt Damon.
Yeah, the trailer like blew me away a little bit. If I'm being honest.
Even just looking at that poster, it's like a cross between Fargo and Better Call Saul, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
image.
Mm.
What's the
Yeah,
most
highly-
you ever lost in a coin toss?
Highly recommend it, guys. Highly recommend it. But next one, Paul. This is a biggie for you.
Oh,
Got
yes.
Ghostbusters. What is
Frozen Empire.
what's the one?
Shite
Frozen
title.
Empire. Yeah, I know. I got it immediately.
Frozen Empire. That's a crap title. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Love the Ghostbusters. Again, don't remember a time where Ghostbusters wasn't a part of my life. Grew up with them. 2 original movies. Didn't hate the remake as much as others. I don't think it's a great movie, but I didn't hate it like a lot of fans and just movie watchers in general did. I thought it was an okay reboot. It just didn't have the same magic as the original. Anyway, it's a different story. Afterlife come out. Afterlife, I had a great. It come out my birthday, November 19th, and I had a
Nice.
great day because got spoiled rotten. Went for food and then went to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife and loved it. Loved that movie. It's a complete different movie to the original. It's more of a family drama, if you like, sort of. And you know, it's one of the movies that plays with all the memories. It's a nostalgia-fueled movie. It's a fan-serviced movie, and I respect that, and I understand the criticism on that. But I'm a fan. It served me, and then some. Love the new cast. The only problem I had with that film is it sort of retreaded steps of the original movie. But this new one looks more like a sequel to 1 and 2. It looks more in tone with 1 and 2, back in New York with the firehouse. And New York for me and Ghostbusters sort of go hand in hand. It's sort of the town's a part of the charm of the movie, part of the story. So looking forward to seeing them back in New York. The guys are back. Bill Murray's back in it. I don't know how much they have to pay him to get him back again. But Bill Murray's my man. Like, Bill Murray's my favorite comedian of all time. Like, that guy is absolute the magician of dry humor. So looking forward to seeing him back. Yeah, it looks like, and they've even described it. The people who are making it, they said it's a movie that they looked at the animated real Ghostbusters show from the late 80s, early 90s, where every episode is sort of Ghost of the Week sort of thing, and they've took a lot of cues from that to make a new movie, which you would think would be the logical and easiest thing to do, is just to every movie a different ghost, different story, let's go and catch it. And they haven't done it for so many sequels, and this one, it looks more like, you know, a direct sequel to, you know, the first 2 movies. So I'm excited for it. Yeah, I hope it's as good as Afterlife. Like I said, I know many people, it was pretty much praised, but there was a lot of people saying it was a nostalgia thing and it played into all that. But like I said, I'm a fan. Serve me. I loved all that shit.
Yeah, man. I thought Afterlife was pretty solid, man. I really did. It was a treat, actually. Finally, some of the nostalgia bait I thought was well earned, so I didn't care. I didn't see it as a cheap nostalgia bait at all. I thought it was justified nostalgia bait. In fact, sod calling it that. I thought it was just very good fan service. What can I say? Some of the callbacks were wonderful. Some of the cameos that we got, I just thought was lovely. And yeah, I just thought overall the tone of it, how it shifted from New York to this grounded location, I thought was just peculiar and unexpected. And I was like, this is what happens when you decide to do something new. This is cool. Definitely spiced up the formula for me. But now that we're going back to New York, I'm saying this on behalf of every fan of Ghostbusters. Can we please get Rick Moranis back?
Oh, I would love it if he turned up, man. I'd cry.
Come on, can we just stop taking the piss? Like you were kind enough to give us Sigourney Weaver briefly in Afterlife. That's because you guys are smart. So can you do it again, please? If Ryan Reynolds could do it briefly for a quick video on YouTube, I'm quite sure you guys can. Just give him that check. Just give him that check.
Is Rick Moranis just totally retired from acting? Is that
no?
No.
Nope. He's just very, very, very specific. That's what he is. But yeah, no, bless him.
My God, if they can get Bill Murray back, they can get Rick Moranis back. Definitely.
Amen.
For me, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not like the biggest Ghostbusters fan. Like, I really like that first movie, and I'm a big fan of the second movie, to be fair. I know people have got like weird problems with that second one. I know it changes sort of tonally a little bit, but not as much as like the tonal shift from that movie to the 2016 movie. But yeah, this last one, Afterlife, I enjoyed it for the most part. It would have felt inherently more Ghostbusters if it was set in New York, but that's what they're giving us now, so I can't really complain with it. But yeah, looking forward to it. Andy, you got any more thoughts on this one, mate?
Nothing really to add, to be honest. I enjoyed I like the Ghostbusters franchise. Grew up with the cartoon and all that. But I'm not like the way maybe like Paul is, that I'm like really invested. Got a lot of kind of nostalgia attached to it. I do like revisiting the old ones. I have Afterlife on Blu-ray. I watched it on Blu-ray. I missed it at the cinema, which kind of like backs what I'm saying, that I'm not like, I wasn't massively bothered about missing it at the cinema, but I did enjoy it, and I think it was I think like what you're saying, it was a good balance of kind of nostalgia, but it wasn't just nostalgia slapped on a la The Flash at the end, with the much debated cameos, CGI cameos. It was kind of baked in to the story from beginning to end. I enjoyed it, but I do have a little bit. I'm a bit worried. Like, it worked once, will it work again in this one? So I'm not like desperate to see it, but I'm glad that the fans are getting it. Like, and I will watch it. I'll probably, now that I've got the Limitless pass, I probably will see it at the cinema. But it's not like, it's not in my top 10 or anything like that of films I'm excited for.
Yeah.
4K Blu-ray of Afterlife was beautiful, by the way. Beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of people saying that, and I've got it on Blu-ray.
Sorry,
if I see it, if I see it in CX or something like that going cheap, I might make the upgrade.
So this next film we've got is Mickey 17, which is actually being pushed from its release date now.
Yeah.
I think this is by the same guy who directed Parasite from a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah.
I know a couple of people are hyped on this one. We've had no trailer or anything for this yet. We've just literally had that image for about 2 years.
Parasite was incredible, man. Parasite was brilliant.
Yeah, good film.
Yeah, man. Loved it.
But yeah, any thoughts on this one, guys? There's not much information out there, so I just thought I'd stick it on the list anyway.
It was made by the people who made Parasite.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson's the lead. There we go.
Give it to me. Just give it to me. I want it.
Robert Pattinson, sci-fi, got me there.
He doesn't do anything conventional, does he, Pattinson? Excluding the Batman, obviously. No. But other than the Batman, everything he does is quite niche, isn't it? He likes to challenge himself. So that might be worth watching. Yeah.
Damn,
I believe the book that it's based on as well is a big, massive fan. People love the book.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it and see what the reactions are like from critics, I think.
Yeah, 100%, man. The First Omen. So this is a prequel to Donna's Omen, the original. Badger, how much are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah,
this one's right up your street.
You know to ask me first. You know that. Yeah. I could talk about this for ages, so I'm just gonna rush through it. Yeah, big fan. I don't like the title of this one. I love The First Omen. Now I've got to bloody elaborate. I'm talking about the old one.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I'm a real big fan of the original. That's what I have to say from now on. Don't like the sequels much at all. And the idea of doing a prequel, I don't know. I guess it could work, but for me, I just want them to retcon the sequels and do a direct sequel to the first one. That's what I want them to do. Like what they did with Halloween, except don't give us The Omen ends, please. Please don't give us The Omen ends. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. But yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure it will be cack, but I'm an avid fan of The Omen, and I look forward to it regardless. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Paul, how are you feeling about this one, mate? Any interest?
You know what? I'll probably have me horror fan card revoked for this. I've only seen the original Omen once.
That's fine.
Yes, same.
And I don't really remember. It didn't really. I think I watched it really young. It didn't click with me, and I just never went back and revisited it as an adult and really get into it. But I watched the trailer for this, and the trailer intrigued me nonetheless. I thought the trailer was quite effective. The music that played in the trailer was dead eerie. Once it comes around, when it starts, the marketing starts hyping up, I'll probably go back and revisit at least the first one before checking this one out. But the trailer worked for me. The trailer sold me on it.
Haven't seen the trailer.
That's as much as I can say on it, to be honest.
I will say this just dead quick. Do you guys remember the scene in the very first Omen film where Damien's in the car driving to the church and he goes nuts? The little boy goes nuts.
Yeah.
I literally used to study in Guildford where that scene was shot. I walked through that church every day to get to uni, and it was fucking weird. Every day I walked through there. And bear in mind as well, my birth name is Damien. So I'm like, I'm taking the sign here, and my dad's a bit of a turd. So I'm getting a bit like I'm seeing myself in the film. I felt a little bit of stinging in my ears every time I walk by that church. Goes to show some things. I look forward to it, man. I really do.
I'll be watching this one. I don't think in the cinema. I'll wait for it when it comes to streaming, but I'll definitely be watching it. I'm a really big fan of Donna's first movie. Sequels are fine. Haven't really watched them as much as that first one, and I'm in the very small minority that likes the remake as well, but just on a visual sort of standpoint when it comes to that one.
I'll be back in a minute, guys, but forget my opinion on the next few stuff. I've got nothing to say, like nothing interesting to say. Nothing to criticize, but nothing to say regardless. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, just continue without me in a bit.
No worries, mate. Right, guys. This one's an unfortunate one because Godzilla -1's just come out and shown the entire planet how to do a Godzilla film. Yeah. I have still yet to see Godzilla -1. I know, boo me, but Andy, I know you've just seen it.
Yep.
Godzilla -1. Quick thoughts on Godzilla -1 because you didn't let us know at the start of the stream.
So it was Paul that had kind of obviously gave us the heads up that it was good, along with everyone else that seems to have seen it. So I went to see it. I managed to catch it because it's kind of getting phased out at my local cinema. I don't know how long it'll be, so I went to quite a late show and it was like 9:10 or something. Right. Awesome, just really, really good. It kind of blows the recent US iterations out the water. I think it's just. You can tell that the Japanese it's their IP, and they know how to do it properly. Period setting's fantastic. He's genuinely scary, and it's not a horror film as such, but because you don't really know much about him, he's just an unexplained. Well, he's loosely explained as a result of the atomic bombs, but he doesn't have a motive. They don't try and give him a character like they have done in the MonsterVerse, where he's kind of like. He has motives and he makes decisions and he's got a bit of a personality. It's just kind of like he's here, he's wreaking absolute havoc. We don't understand why, and he's terrifying. But it's the fact that it's rooted. It's dealt with. The US iterations are criticised because they deliver the spectacle and the bang for your buck when it comes to the actual monsters and the special effects extravaganza, but they skimp over the characters, whereas this does the complete opposite. But when it does put Godzilla on the screen, it's very, very effective, but it's more character driven and that keeps you invested in it. But it was funny because Godzilla vs. Kong, or whatever the hell it's called now, whatever that one is that's coming out, it was the trailer for that played understandably before Godzilla -1. Right?
Yeah, same with me.
I was watching that, I was just like, oh my god, that looks absolutely terrible, man. Like that was before I even watched it. And then once I watched it, the memory of the trailer it was even worse, you know, because it was like Jesus Christ. What on earth? Like, I felt embarrassed to be Western, you know, that way. I mean, I'm not American, but it was like, God, that's how we do Godzilla. How absolutely affronting that is. Having just seen like the way the Japanese do it. But yeah, don't get. And I might seem like a bit of a hypocrite here because I'm currently watching Legacy of Monsters, and I've put it on my YouTube channel and stuff that I am watching, and I'm quite enjoying it. And someone just gifted me Godzilla King of the Monsters because I haven't seen it. I'm quite enjoying the show. But I do kind of know that I don't like the direction it went in after. So I'm in this weird place where I liked Godzilla 2014. I'm kind of enjoying the show. I like Kong Skull Island, but I've watched a bit of King of the Monsters now, and it's a bit shitty. And I don't hold much hope. Looking at the trailer for the new one, I don't hold much hope for Kong versus Godzilla.
-1 now. -1 is just peak. That's the level they need to reach now.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean.
Do you think they'll end up doing a sequel to -1?
I think they will. Maybe not anytime soon. Yeah.
Does it?
They tee it up for us. They tee it up for a sequel.
It wouldn't spoil it, but there's definitely
tee up.
Yeah.
Nice
Maybe not an absolute like cliffhanger. There will definitely be a second, but they've left wiggle room.
Yeah.
For sure.
All I've got to go off when it comes to this one is just the other Monsterverse movies that I've seen. They've all just been a bit subpar, to be fair. King of the Monsters, Andy, like the human side to that one's really fucking bleak. It's terrible with Millie Bobby Brown, but the actual monster stuff of like King Ghidorah and stuff like that, pretty cool. Like on a visual sort of, just looking at it, but yeah, this new one just looks like the back end of a 90s Power Ranger episode.
It looks bad, man. That scene when they're running together, man.
Have you seen the meme cutting about that's like Zack Snyder's Godzilla versus Kong? Godzilla's got like a fucking bandolier on and all that, and a machine gun and stuff.
I've seen somebody's took that. I've seen somebody take that clip of them running, slow it down to the Baywatch theme song, which is fucking hilarious.
Brilliant, yeah.
That's not a good sign. See if like the film
people rinsing
doing that already. Yeah, it's getting rinsed. It's not even been screened, you know. So
yeah, and there's that one of Rocky 3 where it's like Apollo and Rocky running through the beach. There's one of them as well. That one. Brilliant. But,
it'll no doubt make money, and it'll be a good pop. You know, young kids.
I'll go watch it. I know I'll go watch it.
Yeah, you can switch your brain off and look and enjoy two massive monsters fight each other. But that's all you're going for, really, isn't it? Let's face it.
I think the biggest casualty of these films is the fact that Adam Wingard is directing him, who I think's a pretty good director. He directed The Guest as well. Like I feel like he should be doing more films like that than Godzilla. But hey ho. Next movie we've got on the docket is Love Lies Bleeding. So this is the second A24 film of the year, if I'm not mistaken. This trailer come out, sort of just blew me away, if I'm being honest. I think your trailer is awesome. I instantly showed Georgia, my partner, and she was like, yeah, we're definitely going to see that. I just think it looks awesome from start to finish. Ed Harris, like, put that man in anything and I will be fucking watching it. I absolutely love that guy. I'm not the biggest fan of Kirsten Stewart, but I did really like Underwater that came out a few years ago with her in it. It's not like some amazing acting role in that, but that was like one of them shitty sci-fi movies that went far with me. But yeah, Love Lies Bleeding. Have any of you guys seen the trailer to this one? Paul?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I checked it out. This is one of them films that, you know, the yuppie film Twitters that blow up over. A24 crew. But like we said last week, slap that name on anything nowadays, and it's an instant. I'm going to watch it. But like we said again last week, they warrant it. The trailer's fantastic. It looks original. It looks quirky. Yeah, I'll check it out. The problem with A24 movies for us in the UK is we get them release dates we get them so late. Like, so this is a film that'll come out. It says March here in the US. We'll probably get it fucking March 2025 or some shit. But I'll be there. I'll check it out. Yeah, it looks interesting.
Andy, what about you, mate?
Yeah, it was one of I won't speak too long, but it was just like the trailer, but it was just a really well put together trailer, Ed Harris in a mullet and a cowboy shirt. That sold it to me.
Yeah.
But it was one of those ones at the end as well. The trailer was like, that trailer's amazing. Like, but I couldn't tell you what the fuck it's about right enough. But like, it's like it looks good. So it might be one of these ones that the trailer is better than how the finished product. But I hope not.
Possibly. And keep with the A24 train, we've got Civil War by Alex Garland, who was mentioned earlier on, who's directing 28 Days Later. Now, Andy, did you check this trailer out after our stream?
Immediately after, mate, and I was absolutely psyched for it. I think that's right up my street. That so
it's so like Alex Garland's like got his balls and just put them on the table there. It's just a bit. It's a bit like Jesus Christ.
What the hell did I just come back to?
That isn't in the trailer, folks.
Trust Badger to come back when I say balls. Nice one. Badger, have you seen the trailer for this? By the way,
bullshit. You're not talking about a trailer. I just caught you in the middle of something naughty, man. And now you're trying to lie. Just get me involved. Admit it. You want me. What are you talking about, lads?
Civil War. So this is the new film by Alex Garland.
I've never even heard of it. All I know is I accidentally broke my glasses.
Bastard. Oh no, shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. Give me a sec. I'm not gonna be able to bloody read my scripts when I'm doing my voice work if I don't have these, so I gotta get on this. Anyway, no, I don't know. What is this then, dude? What is Civil War?
Oh my god. Basically put Sky News on and it's basically reenacting that. Well, actually no. I know, I'll bring it down a step or two. You can see the Americans are sweating about this film, and you can totally see why. Like, this is sort of like, I don't know. This is like Civil War. It's a civil war that ends up happening in America right now, and it's obviously very politically charged within the film. I don't know if they're going to do like sort of a thing on Donald Trump or it be that sort of, I'm not sure. Like, not exactly telling that story, and we're obviously nowhere near a civil war over there, but you could see this sort of thing happening like in the next 10 years. Like, and that's how scary it is. As far as cast goes, I think this one's got Kirsten Dunst.
I love her so much, man.
Jesse Plemons. Yes.
Do you think they've got some kind of like contract that they can only appear in movies together? I feel like I know they're married in real life, but they're in everything together.
Are they? I did not know that.
What was that? What did I see recently? They're not in Power of the Dog together, and they're in.
No, I'm not sure.
Am I just talking shit then?
Who's it? Jesse Plemons.
I'm sure there's something in this. Continue talking while I do my research.
Fact check.
But as far as Jesse Plemons goes, he really does sort of steal the trailer with that one scene, doesn't he? He's like very intimidating in everything you see him in. Is he an underrated actor, or is he just a really great actor? He seems
to a character actor, isn't he? Like a kind of never really plays the lead, but.
Yeah, but as far as this film goes, I just think, whoa, that is a spicy, hot topic that you are touching on at a very spicy time. Especially, I think it's election year in America as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a very spicy film to be releasing this year. Paul, what your thoughts on Civil War, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I said it about another film last week, but it's sort of like a Black Mirror-esque movie where it's sort of holding a mirror up to society, and it's made to make you feel uncomfortable. And obviously, it's a film that Americans, it's an American movie. Americans are in it, and they know what they're talking about. And like you said, it's something that could happen in the near future. I'm not saying it will, and I hope it doesn't, but it is something, it might happen, and it'll be one of them films where you watch where you are like, oh shit, this could happen. It's one of them things where it's literally there on the cusp of happening.
Looking it up right now, damn, it looks awesome. I've never heard of this film before. Looks badass, and yeah, I agree with everything Paul just said. Kind of reminds me of Children of Man almost. Weird post-apocalyptic future, alternate universe, but like dark as hell, and says a lot about us as a species. Intriguing.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout, that Badger, to be honest.
Yeah, Children of Man.
It's got the dude that played Pablo from Narcos in it as well. Can't remember his name.
I think he's the lead in
it. He's like one of the main characters in it, and he's a great actor. He's not really been in a huge amount of stuff since starring in Narcos, but it'd be interesting to see him back in a big feature film like that.
Yeah, man. Right, guys. Our next one we've got going on here is the Fall Guy. I think is this Chad Stacent? I can't pronounce his name. It's one of the guys who was involved with John Wick. I think he
Stileski.
did. Yeah, that's the one.
Stileski or something.
He done Nobody. He's done Bullet Train. Now he's doing this Fall Guy with Emily Blunt. This to me just looks like the sequel to Barbie, but Ken's sequel. Looks like he's playing the same character in it. He's like got that blonde, dip-dyed look going on, very like long distance stares and stuff like that. But yeah, no, this looks like a lot of fun. Action looks top tier. I think it'll just be a solid, fun time in the cinema.
Yeah, man.
Badger, what about you? Have you seen the trailer for this one, mate?
Yeah, I've heard. Well, I haven't seen the trailer. I tend to avoid trailers, by the way, so it's not common I've actually seen any of the trailers here. Just because of spoilers. Trailers are terrible nowadays, man. They show too much. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, Fall Guy, I've heard about it, and it seems intriguing. It does look like it's just going to be a decent, fun time, but I have a feeling it's going to be a bit of a surprise. I don't know why. I've just got this suspicion that it's going to be something that people will be talking about for a while. Like it was a bit more than what you were expecting. Could be wrong, of course, but there's something about this one that just seems a bit intriguing. We shall see.
It's got a kind of. Maybe I'm on an island here, but it's got a kind of like Jewel of the Nile, Romancing the Stone kind of vibe to it. I think.
I've never seen them films, and I've always wanted to. With,
me neither. Me neither.
Oh,
who the hell's the main?
Look them up though. The Michael Douglas and they're kind of like how would you give it a genre? Almost like adventure rom-coms. It's kind of like an adventure rom-com. This I think, or that's the feel I get from it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they'll be good together. Like I'm pretty sure they'll have some pretty good on-screen chemistry and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And like you say, the name's attached to it. David Leitch directing.
David Leitch. That's
so it's not Stahelski, is it? It's,
I thought it was Stahelski, but obviously
David Leitch did. What did he do? He did the first John Wick.
I'm sure David Leitch did Bullet Train.
Oh, he did do Bullet Train, mate. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did. And he did the first. Oh, he was an uncredited director on John Wick.
But yeah, I think this looks pretty
Atomic
good.
Blonde as well.
Yeah, banger film. Love Atomic Blonde. Paul, what do you think about this one, mate?
Yeah, I've not watched the trailer for it, but I've seen people hyping it up. Cast is stacked: Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Apparently, it's based on a 1980s TV series, like a forgotten one. Yeah, it looks fun. I think, like Badge said, I think it'll be one of them surprise movies that people will be coming out sort of raving about it that you wouldn't have expected to be raving about. I think it is going to be one of them.
Yeah. We'll move on this next one, guys. This is another biggie.
So yes.
Furiosa coming out, which is quite interesting because I feel like the trailer come out and people are a little bit divided on the trailer, and I do sort of get it. Just the CGI looks a bit wonky, but that doesn't make me want to see this film any less. I think it looks awesome. I'll be there day one.
Yeah.
Day one night time if they're doing them 12 o'clock showings.
Yes.
But this just looks awesome. Anya Taylor-Joy looks great. Chris Hemsworth looks like he's having the best time ever. Be good to see him in like a villain role like that, definitely. And it's obviously like a big thing for Chris Hemsworth working with George Miller, who's coming back for film number 5. This guy is 98 years old or something. Like he's so old. But power to him. He's pretty old though. He's probably like 78. I decided like 20 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think he is in his 70s, pushing 80 or something.
I'm gonna look up. He's 78.
Motherfucker's got such a versatile career. His career is insane, by the way. He also does like kid films, like Babe.
Happy Feet.
Yeah, man.
What the fuck? Happy Feet, Babe. Like, are you joking?
Babe, Pig in the City, love it. Yeah, I can't wait for this. This is like one of my most. I'd say this might be my second most anticipated film of the year.
Yep.
Badger, are you a big fan of Fury Road?
God damn, yes. I might not see it as a full-blown masterpiece, but crikey, man, it's so unique and original. That film is the end result of so much imagination brimming with ideas. You know what I mean? How the hell did the director of the first film make that? Are you joking? Like, talk about taking your own concept and just pumping life into it. What the fuck? By the way, this new film has given me more incentive to sort this out. I'm a big fan of the first Mad Max, and I'm a big fan of Mad Max Fury Road, but I still haven't seen the second and third Mad Max films yet. Need to get on them, and I look forward to it now. This is giving me an incentive to.
Yeah, do a marathon, mate. Do a marathon. I'm jealous that you haven't seen them ones.
Me too, with a big grin on my face. With a big grin on my face, I will. And I look forward to this, man. This is going to be absolutely fun. I am booking tickets ASAP. Cannot wait. This is going to be balling, man. Balling.
Paul, where you at with this one, mate?
Same, man. I know we're all going to say the same thing. Fury Road, man, is I think it was the first movie I ever experienced in IMAX, and it absolutely blew me away. I grew up with the Mad Max films. I had them on Betamax, showing me age a bit. As a kid, grew up watching the original ones. So I love Fury. It's one of my favorite films of the fucking last decade, whatever. I'm excited for this. Can he capture that magic again? That's my only sort of gripe with it. Can he capture, because the Fury Road is so original and so different from the first three films. It feels like a film he wanted to make. You know, the first one from 1978 or 9, Fury Road felt like the movie he wanted to make had he the budget and the fucking the technology at the time. But at the time when Fury Road came out, like you said, it was original, it was fresh, it was something I hadn't really seen before, it was dead unique. Is this one going to be fresh and unique, or is it going to be more the same? That's my only sort of repetition with it a little bit. But I'll be there day one. I'll be there IMAX day one. When let's see if he can. Let's see if he can capture the magic again.
Paul, you've just reminded me of something as well. When I just said that I need to sort out the fact that I haven't seen 2 and 3, you talking about it just there made me realize there's something else I need to sort out as well, which I will probably fix with this film. I still haven't seen anything in IMAX yet in the cinema ever.
Dude, it's a game changer.
Yeah, ever. And considering that this new film is probably going to look beautiful in it, I think it's time I give that a shout. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll get on it. Yeah.
So Andy, do you want to just give your final thoughts on Furiosa? Then do you want to get away, mate? Because I know you're running behind a bit. I know we were supposed to finish for 10 o'clock. Are you good to go for a little bit longer? It's up to you.
Oh, Max. No, Max, bloody hell, you're muted. I called you Max then. Sorry, you're muted, Andy.
Oh, sorry, boys. I forgot I muted myself.
Yeah,
no worries, mate. I will need to shoot up in the next 10 minutes or so, but I can hopefully we can speed through it. But yeah, I've nothing really to say. I echo what Paul said, and that I'm psyched for it. I'll be there day one. Can't wait. I love the Mad Max franchise, but I just do think that maybe, will they manage to recreate the magic of Fury Road again, especially when they're departing from Max for the first time? It's not Mad Max. It's a spin-off effectively. So we'll see. But I hope it does. I wish it will. I like Anna Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth's good. So yeah. Fingers crossed.
Before you go, do you want to comment on something before you go? Because you're not going to make it to the end. Is there anything that you want to comment on before you go? Because I want to hear your thoughts, man.
Well, Badger, what I was going to suggest, because we're quite far into this, we're almost 2.5 hours into it.
Yeah.
I've got these films up here. If you just want to, all of you, so if there's anything on here that catches your eye that you just want to talk about, then by all means. So, Andy, if you want to go first, mate, is there anything on the docket for the rest of the year that you just want to bring up and just give your 2 cents about?
I'll just quickly do it then. So, what's
the last Twister? 2 is the Crow and Nosferatu. Twisters 2, yeah.
What?
What the fuck?
What?
With Glenn Powell.
I was like, geez, oh man, I knew nothing about that. So there's a Twisters. Is that a sequel then to the original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Why did I know nothing about that?
No Bill Paxton. It's plurals as well, like aliens. that he was in. Oh,
Which means it's going to be amazing. Guaranteed amazement.
Yeah, so yeah, you see my reaction to that. No idea about it, but I'll definitely be going and having a wee look at that. But yeah, Twister's a classic, so I'm up for that. Out of the ones that are jumping out, we talked about Craven the Hunter, Beetlejuice 2. It's a classic. Michael Keaton's involved, so of course I'm interested in checking that out. Deadpool 3, of course. Who can resist a team up of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman? Although I do feel a little bit annoyed at Hugh Jackman because he had his chance to walk away on what was a perfect Wolverine legacy, and he's playing with fire a wee bit here. It'll be a success, this film, because everybody loves Ryan Reynolds. It definitely will be. But it's what happens after that. Does he sign up to more, and does it go on forever on the Wolverine front? So that's my thoughts on that. Alien. Is that a sequel to Covenant, or are they
No.
totally different?
It's a sequel to Aliens, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
I thought it was just a spin-off.
No, I believe it's set. I believe it's set between 1 and 2.
That's right. Yeah.
Right,
I knew it was somewhere on the timeline, definitely slotted in between.
And it's the same director as who did the Evil Dead remake, I believe.
Sign me up.
Alvarez. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Sign me up.
So it could be pretty gnarly then.
Oh yeah, 100%. I hope they take it back to that. I don't know whether I'm just imagining this, but I'm sure I've seen recently that they were using a lot of practical effects in the film as well, which is just like a massive turn on for me.
His first sort of production photo he put out was the slapboard with a face hugger covering it, like a practical one, which and it had the Wailing Yutani logo in the background, which tells me they're going back to the well with that as well.
Yeah. I personally can't wait for that. I know it's been through the thick and thin. I think Ridley Scott gave it the double thumbs up, and he said it's pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to that one myself as well.
Yeah, so definitely be there for Alien, and then of the ones that are jumping out, Joker, obviously. Really interested to see how that pans out, given that it's a musical this time around, and Gladiator 2. Again, I just don't know if that's going to be a car crash or not, but we'll see.
What a fascinating sequel that is.
Yeah, just a bizarre kind of like how
weird, isn't it?
Those are the ones that are like I wouldn't say I'm like really, really excited for them, but they're the ones that interest me the most, if you know what I mean. That I'll definitely go and see.
By the way, I don't know if Joker 2 is actually going to be a full-blown musical. I just think it has some musical numbers in it.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know. I have no idea. Don't quote me on that. It's just what I've heard. I could be wrong.
There's a movie, actually, just as I'm going, that is not on the list that I'm quite interested in, that has Glenn Powell in it. I'll just quickly mention it.
Is it The Hitman?
Yes.
By any chance?
Yeah, the Richard Linklater film. Yeah, I'm really interested in that one. It's getting a lot of buzz.
Richard Linklater has made a new film.
Yeah, it's already screened in America, I think, and it's had really good reviews. So that's a kind of one.
Powell.
Going off track there, but that's one that I'm quite excited for. That's in the near future as well. I think he's going to become. I can see Glenn Powell becoming a big thing, a big leading man in Hollywood.
If he was a bit younger, I think he'd be great for Cyclops in the MCU going forward.
Yeah, man.
But I think they're going to go skew a bit younger at that.
Nice one, Andy. Nice one, Andy. I'm going to keep that one in the forefront of my mind. Nice.
Well, yeah, Paul, anything screaming out to you, mate?
Yeah, we've touched on Aliens. I'm a massive fan of that franchise, and I'm going back to sort of the timeline that I like, playing in sort of that sandbox. I mean, I'll be there day one for that. Deadpool 3. I'm going to be there day one again. It's a Marvel movie. I love the Deadpool character. I love Ryan Reynolds. He was born for that role in my eyes. Looking forward to seeing what they do with that and how they integrate the Fox universe into the MCU. I think that will be that movie. We'll get a lot of information from that. Joker 2, again, I'll be there day one. Looking forward to seeing Lady Gaga. I know you're not too big on her, Ellis, but I'm looking forward to seeing her, what she could do with the Harley Quinn character, and it being a musical. And I think you are right, Badge. I think it is going to have musical elements to it. I was going to say that's why you'd get Lady Gaga, but obviously she's a phenomenal actress as well. But I think it's going to be a sort of psychedelic, sort of that's how she interprets the world, sort of thing through her music, and it's going to be batshit crazy. Get that movie. I think it's going to be awesome. And what else we got there? Gladiator 2. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Ridley Scott. He's not on his A game at the moment, but Gladiator, I rewatched Gladiator about a year ago. I bought it on 4K, and that movie looks like it was made yesterday. That still holds up, and it's 20 years old. But I'm interested to see what they do with the sequel, if it's just a brand new story in that time period. I think Russell Crowe is in it, so I don't know what they're doing with that, but I'll be there for that as well.
No, I don't think
I am sure Russell Crowe is credited. I'm going to look it up.
It'll be, when in the first one where like he starts thinking about his wife and he's going through the cornfields and stuff. It'll be one of them. It'll be like because
he's getting a cameo. Let's not bullshit him. He's getting a cameo. It's just gonna happen. Just accept it. There's no debate.
Wild if he does.
It's happening.
Okay, I can't see him cameo. That I might be making that up. I can't see it. I thought he was like, what? Denzel's in it. Fucking Barry Keoghan, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things. He's like the cast is stacked. So
cast.
Yeah, man.
There you go. Like, I knew there was a funny quote from him, Russell Crowe. So apparently, back in July 2023, he went on record as saying that he quote unquote should be getting fucking paid for Gladiator 2 for all the questions that he has to ask about it still.
Was that on was that on an interview with a Critical Drinker by any chance?
Maybe, I don't know. What's Entertainment. It's just on Entertainment Weekly here. It says Russell Crowe says Gladiator 2 should be quote unquote fucking paying him for all the questions he gets about it. Still, the star of the original film voices support for its sequel, and director Ridley Scott saying, I couldn't think of that movie being less than absolutely spectacular. So there you go. He's backing it, but then he maybe has to because he's pals with Ridley. But he's just annoyed about answering questions about a film he's not in, understandably.
What's the final film now? Sorry, go on, Andy.
So it must be a wee bit bittersweet for him because it's probably Russell Crowe's defining movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm quite sure if deep down he would have liked to have just taken that to his grave, and it just didn't get any reiteration. So it must be a wee bit bittersweet for him, I think.
Yeah,
that it's
I agree.
Sequel.
As far as I go, Deadpool 3, I'm really looking forward to that one. But I agree with Andy that I think Hugh Jackman's playing with fire a little bit with that. Like, if it's really good and it's a one and done, then amazing. But if they put him in the next 3 Avengers films, then I think we might have problems.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice 2, obviously really looking forward to that one. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but I've actually seen like a behind the scenes photo of Michael Keaton dressed up as
I've seen
Beetlejuice.
it. Yeah.
Looks fucking spot on. Looks great.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. Joker Folie de l'Heure, like this one's most anticipated film of the year. Can't wait for that. Yeah, Lady Gaga wasn't floating my boat right at the start, but with all the images that I've seen thus far, she looks amazing. It all looks like, without seeing a single scrap of like any acting going on, like in trailers or anything like that, just from the still images that you've seen so far of Lady Gaga, just the way she's staring at Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, man.
All looks good.
That one look tells so many stories, man.
Yeah, that one that got released pretty recently, where they're in like a courtroom or whatever, just looks amazing, man.
I can't wait to see a trailer for it. I'm pretty sure we'll get one pretty soon as well.
I think it'll be Valentine's Day, surely.
Oh, that'd be great.
I like it.
Yes. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, you're absolutely
right. Gladiator 2, really looking forward to that. But I'm not going to lie, it's sort of like morbid fascination with Gladiator.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Gladiator 2.
I don't think they should be touching it whatsoever. That first movie is a classic. Venom 3, I'm a little bit hit or miss on. Like, I don't know if you guys are aware. There's this character called Null that's part of the Venom universe who could be a really good villain for that universe. They sort of like mention it a little bit at the end of Venom 2, but doubt that's gonna fucking happen.
That Venom 2 burnt me out for a third one that I did not like. Did not enjoy that movie at all. I thought the first one was okay. It's an enjoyable movie. The second one did nothing for me at all, unfortunately.
Let There Be Carnage was an absolute Travesty, man. A
Yeah,
travesty.
It's have like Woody Harrelson in it as well, and it'd be shit. It's just
And
like,
Carnage, one of my favourite
I
fucking
know.
villains as well. And he just, oh man,
Just
yeah.
wasted it, didn't they?
Yeah, when I bought it on 4K Blu-ray, I remember Andy, you commented on my story and said you are playing with some hot garbage there, Badger.
Well, you know, it's one of the only films I bought it from CEX for 20 quid, watched it, and I actually sat seething for about 20 minutes. Like, I've never done that with a film before. Like, I was actually angry. I was like, it's absolutely shit. They've ruined Carnage. I've wasted 2 hours, two hours of my life, and I'm 20 quid down. And then I sat and I stewed over it and I stewed over it. And the only way I could get over it was by telling myself, don't worry, Andy, tomorrow you're going down to CX. Getting your money back. And that's what I did. The next day, straight back to CX, took a £4 hit on it, and got like a £16 credit voucher. And that was it.
Oh,
Got something else. And it takes a lot to annoy me. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was in a bad mood that night, but I'm usually quite sympathetic for films, and I try and find at least something good about it. But that just pissed me off. Because the best bit about the first one, I thought, was Tom Hardy and the interplay between his his voice acting for Venom, and then him playing Eddie Brock. And I thought that'll be the one thing that'll be enjoyable about this, if nothing else is. But it wasn't. I actually found it quite tedious and quite irritating. The banter between them. I don't know. Maybe it's just because everything else brought it down, Badger. So, I think maybe that was.
I think before we do wrap up, we do need to touch on the Crow remake.
Yeah, I want to touch on the last two here. So the Crow and Nosferatu. So the Crow remake, I don't know where you guys land on the original Crow. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I love it.
It's beyond.
I love the comics. The graphic novel is one of my favorite books I've ever read.
Yeah, the J.O. But I've never read the comics. I'm just enamored with that first film. But from what I've heard, they are going more towards the comics with this new Crow reboot.
Yeah.
I think they've got the casting pretty well down. I don't know whether it's just because he's good at wearing white face paint, but I think Skarsgård will nail it. FK Twigs they've got playing as Shirley, I think, in it. But yeah,
That's
images.
Perfect. That's perfect casting. I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah. I've seen no images from this film whatsoever. I think it's recently only just been sold to Lionsgate. I think they were the studio who ended up buying it. But I can't wait for this. Surely it's obviously going to be a lot better than any sequels that came out for The Crow. But yeah, Paul, what are you saying about this one, mate?
Yeah, I love it. Like you, the original one, I grew up on it. It's one of my favorite movies of the 90s. I recently read the comic, the graphic novel, about 2 years ago, and I fell in love with that. Yeah, I can't wait to see what this movie's been in development hell for so long, man. They've had Jason Momoa attached to it, all these other names, and Bill Skarsgård just fits, man. Yeah, I just think he'll nail it. Like you said, there's not much to go on. We haven't seen anything from it. We haven't seen any behind the scenes, no trailer, nothing. But I'm not even sure if we're going to get a 2024 release. I hope it does. I hope it comes out this year. But I'll be there day one for it. Like I said, I love the original movie, so I want to see a remake of it.
Yeah, Andy, I don't think I've ever asked you about The Crow. Have you? Where's The Crow land for you?
I only seen The Crow for the first time about a year ago.
Oh, right.
The exact same.
Just one of those movies that, like, one of those ones is a bit of a cult classic, but you just never get round to watching it. And my uncle that used to live across the road from us, he was big into it. He loved it. He had like posters of it and all that, and like watched it all the time. And then my cousins grew up with it, loving it. But somehow, miraculously, I never got exposed to it. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Obviously, I'm watching it 30 years later,
yeah.
But it still holds up. It's good. It's got that kind of gothic feel, and it's a very 90s movie, but that's not a bad thing. And yeah, it was good. I think the most tragic thing about it is what happened to the star, because I think it was obvious that Brandon Lee had some potential to go on. He had a career ahead of him, but we never got to see that. So,
yeah, man. Badger, what about you, mate, for this one?
Can you go up a minute? First of all, what's number 30? What even is that?
That is the new Saw film.
They're doing another one.
Yeah, that one was like straight in production to come literally the year after. So.
Oh dear. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, keep on going up a second, please.
Yep.
Just
Sorry,
dead
mate.
quick. All right, to number 20, please.
And another
Oh
constant.
shit! Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
first of all, Bad Boys 4, I haven't heard anything about this, so I'm assuming it's going to get postponed to next year. So I guarantee you, I'm predicting it, that's going to get postponed. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I cannot bloody wait for.
Oh my god, I can't believe I haven't talked about that.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's just going to be brilliant. I trust them after the last few films. I thought the first one out of that trilogy was good, but the last two were just Jesus Christ, just incredible.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3, absolutely beyond juiced for. I think the first one's a full-blown masterpiece, and that's saying something considering it's not my cup of tea. Absolutely adore it all. A Quiet Place, I love the first two, so that should be good. I literally did not know Kraven the Hunter was coming. I didn't know a film was remotely in production. I had no clue. I've just looked it up now that I saw that poster. I was like, what the bloody hell, how did I not hear this? Looked it up. Looks interesting. So that should be right. Borderlands, that's bizarre. Didn't know that film was coming this year. We'll see.
By Eli Roth as well.
I usually dislike his movies, so we'll see. I love Hostel and I love Cabin. Well, I like Cabin Fever. That's about it. I hate the rest of the stuff he does personally, including Thanksgiving. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. I know you liked it.
I liked Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I liked it.
Now the opening I thought was brilliant. The film should have stayed like that. Black Friday, it would have been great, but the rest of it I was like, no, this is cack. Anyway, Alien, that should be intriguing. I'm so pissed off with what happened recently. Just give us that fucking Neil Blomkamp film, man. So yeah, like Joker, bloody blah. I think the same thing as you guys. Personally, I'm excited for Venom 3 because I think the first two are just dumb, stupid, ridiculous fun. I like them. They're fun. Sunday viewing. Smile 2, I'm very juiced for because I'm a massive fan of the first one. It made it to number 3 on my top 10 list of 2022. I'm a big fan of the first Smile, so the second one I do look forward to. We shall see. Gladiator 2, I don't give a damn about because I haven't seen the first one in about 15 years because I've never liked it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to rewatch it soon and see what the crack is. Okay, so this is the way it goes. This is the way it goes. Andy, you've got two choices. You either deal with it or you don't deal with it. What are you going to pick? There we go. Deal with it. You don't deal with it. Don't bore me with the details. I don't care. You either deal with it or you don't deal with it. Just don't bore me with the details. I don't give a damn. Get lost. I've heard you hear this passive aggressiveness? That's because I've been dealing with it for the past 15 years. Okay, every time I've opened up my mouth and said it, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. No, we'll see, man.
Star Wars.
No. I don't hate it. I just never really got on board with it. I need to rewatch it again and see how I feel again. I never caught on with it as a kid, no matter how many times I tried. Joaquin Phoenix in it, it vexes me. I don't care, mate. You're vexing me. Although it will be intriguing seeing him come back for this a lot older. That should be cool. Either way, I am intrigued. It's definitely given me incentive to rewatch the film and see if I like it. It's very rare I change my mind on opinions on movies. I hope the fuck it happens because I don't like being left out. Put it this way, I was never a Batman fan, but I was a big fan of that last one, the Batman. Who knows, maybe it could be a case like this where I get mad surprised and I end up finally seeing what the fan base see. Hope so. We'll see. But that's pretty much all I've got to offer, really. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Cool, man. And just to sort of close us out, I just want.
So for the next 3 hours, we're going to be talking about our favourite games of 2023.
No.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Robert Eggers is directing this Nosferatu film. What are we saying about that? Robert Eggers, obviously,
Day one.
The Witch, The Lighthouse,
Who's Robert Eggers?
The
Witch, The Northman, Lighthouse.
Oh, I've only seen I still haven't seen a load of them, but yeah, I've seen The Northman, big boy film.
Yeah, he's
big
for
boy
3
film.
for me. So him doing Nosferatu, and guess who's playing Nosferatu? Bill Skarsgård.
Skarsgård again, man. Yeah.
Again.
Oh shit!
He's getting all the
Man's making money. He's making money.
Yeah, you know they should have given that to Doug Jones. You know Doug Jones, who
Yeah,
man.
But anyway, I'm looking forward to that. William Dafoe's in it as well, playing a mad
Willem.
vampire hunt. Willem Dafoe, sorry. And you've got Johnny Depp's daughter. I can't remember what her name is, but Lily Rose
Ruby.
Depp. Lily Rose.
Lily Rose,
Depp.
Oh, you know what, man? They put this on the list now. I'm juiced. I already want to see it now. I'm juiced. Yeah, boys.
I'm not going anywhere near Nosferatu, man.
But yeah, just check us out these comments.
Are you scared, Andy?
Sure, we'll be buying other videos. Yeah,
Sure.
that's a topic that I'll get into a different day. But I'm buying less steelbooks than what I used to, definitely. Then lockdown stash with fire it up, fire it up, fire it up. Right. And that will do us, guys. Sorry, it went 38 minutes over.
Very quick. I want to know why Andy's keeping away from Nosferatu. Did it scare you or whatever growing up? Because it did with me. It did with me.
I've never seen it. Even just like seeing still images of it's been enough. As you know, I'm not into
horror.
I cannot handle jump scares. I'm a shite bag.
When was it released? 1922 or something? 1932?
Yeah.
Like, it's very old.
So understandably, I've not really sought that one out. But even when I see, it's one of these. It's a classic film. So often when you're watching documentaries or whatever, you see images of it. And I think, God, it looks terrifying even for a film that's 100 years old. So I'm assuming the remake's going to be just as terrifying. So yeah, it's not one that I'll be going to see. But I miss out with stuff like that though, because I'm sure it will be a great horror, but it will just be I just can't sit through them. But we'll see. Never say never, but I'm trying to expose myself more to it to try and break down that kind of psychological barrier I've got for like jump scares and stuff.
Dude, you don't even need to, man. It's not a problem. It doesn't say anything bad about your character. It's just something you're not into. Fair play to you. By the way, do you see how I dealt with that like a grown-up rather than judging you with that face you gave me when I didn't like Gladiator?
That was just a bit of fun, Badger.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah, right, guys. Well, thank you all for coming along and watching. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you, boys, for coming on, as always.
My pleasure.
Sorry it's been a long one. I'll try and make this a bit more tight next time.
It's a work in progress, mate. It's a work in progress, but it was enjoyable all the same.
Of course.
But do you guys want to plug yourselves where you're at, where we can find you, all them nice things? Andy, we'll start with you, mate.
Yeah, you'll find me mainly sitting in this chair these days, either live or recorded, covering 4K Blu-ray, unboxings, conversation about physical media, and all that good stuff. Got some kind of new stuff planned for new topics and new kind of approaches to videos in 2024. So the link should be in the description. But I'm Electric Geek. I'm on YouTube. I'm on everything now, TikTok, Instagram, and all that. But the main content is on YouTube. So if you're into physical media collecting, picture quality, and all that, home cinema, then you can hit me up.
Yeah, Andy, your bloody production values, man, your editing skills, they're getting big, man. You got that 2 camera angles going on, and also. And also on your new video that you posted today of the Bruce Lee film, remember you were doing that and the
he was following it. I was like, how's he done that?
I actually cannot do that. I'll have to learn how to do that. Now I'm quite proud of my editing skills, but I've never practiced that before. I haven't done it. So fair play, man. Like you're inspiring my ass. So fair play, man. You're getting there with that,
cheers, man. I just try and keep it interesting. For me, I get fed up with making the same videos. They're pretty much the same thing I do, but I'm always trying to just, make it a wee bit more different for the end user, the viewer, But also for me, it's a bit less monotonous when I'm always like challenging myself with different techniques and stuff. But sometimes I do make a run from my own back because the 2 camera stuff I'm getting the hang of it now. But to begin with, it was just a ball ache, and I was like, why have I done this? Because now
of course.
I filmed it. The hard bit was probably filming it, and then I was like, the hard bit was editing it. Filming it was easy, and then I was like, oh, that's gonna be a ball ache, and then I put it off for ages. So like the one that's just been released, I filmed that months ago. I just finally got the courage to attempt editing it all together.
Respect, man. Respect. Fair. Cool, man.
Cool, Badger. Where can we find you, mate? Because I'm just trying to wrap it up. I've got the missus giving me snotty texts now. These dogs need doing. What you doing? Over there, Stu.
Yeah, cool, man. You can find me on OnlyFans. You can find me on YouTube. Sorry, you can find me on YouTube. I had to. I'm sorry. Right, you can find me on YouTube at Badger Phipps. Yeah, I've got some cool content coming. I recently passed 1,000 subscribers, so to celebrate, I've been working on this big ass project. I'm reviewing the original 1982 The Thing, which is dead close to being my favorite overall. It's close to being my favorite overall film. Then I'm reviewing The Game, and then I'm reviewing the 2011 prequel. I've already finished the video for The Game, and I'm almost done with the video for the prequel. That I'm gonna be finishing up the original film and posting them all. So we'll see how that goes, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. That's it.
Cool, man.
Awesome,
Paul, what
man.
about you, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, chatting shit about films and posting shit that I waste all my money on there. If you're looking for me, it's just Paul Tams, and it's a picture that's on the graphic for this, and it's like a logo of like a cartoon version of me like this. So looks a bit like that, and you'll see.
What I used to work at a sex toy warehouse called Love Honey, and whenever I was working there, on the box covers of all these nasty sex toys, you would see people with faces like that holding the toy.
And you'll see me on here down the line. I'll be back on here, just stealing all the comedy limelight, of course.
That's amazing. That's gold right there. That's gold. What about you, Alice? What you got coming up?
I haven't got anything coming up. This is what I've got coming up. Is the 25th. We're going to be back here, folks. Don't know what we're going to be doing yet. Haven't worked it out, but it'll be something tasty.
We will be here.
Stick your suggestions in the comments, folks. If you've got
tell us what you want to talk about, man.
See that 100%. Andy's made for this game, man.
How to keep streams under 90 minutes.
That's before, you know.
Right, guys. Thank you so much for coming along. This has been the Total Movie Recall live stream. We'll see you all next time. See you later. See you later, gents.
Bye.
Bye.
Catch you, folks.
Yeah.